TD and Fletch.
It is a beautiful day.
It's Monday morning. We're kicking off the biggest week of the season.
Let's get this win right now.
The fight for the Lombardi is this Sunday.
We're going to be better at it than them, all right?
Plus, is it too soon to think about baseball? No. Now, here are the guys.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you, and happy Monday to those who celebrate. Boy, do we have a jam-packed week. A lot of fun guests coming up, and a huge party to bookend the week. It's our big game tailgate party.
Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah. We're gonna be out at K&B Bistro, which is north on College Avenue, off the 8 freeway. We're going to have a 65-inch television to give away, a 2-night stay to the Seabird Resort. We're going to have a free month of testosterone to give away at a Man's Zone if you're a qualified candidate.
Right.
And also, we have so much food to serve during this event.
We have SeaWorld tickets as well. That was on the list.
I saw that on an email. I've not heard that from anyone.
Yeah, I saw that on email as well. So we got SeaWorld tickets.
SeaWorld tickets also.
Free round of golf at Cottonwood Golf Club.
That's right.
Holy
That's
smokes.
right.
Sombreros Mexican food.
Yeah,
And
then,
a big cake.
A huge cake.
not to mention all of our Bar Cart Friday friends who have come by, stopped by the studio here the past year. They're going to be bringing by. They've got swag they're giving out. We've got some Big Rich TD and Fletch items too that will be out on the table. You can come by and pick up, and then come by, give us a high five, take a picture.
Yeah, it's going to be an event, and there's going to be a lot of people showing up. If you want to be in the running for all those prizes, you've got to show up. You don't have to be there to win prizes. So if you're on your way to work or you're on your way shuttling the kids around in the morning and you just want to stop by quick, fill your name in, be a part of the raffle for all of the prizes we have available. That's cool. Also, I mean, the promise is if you win the TV, we're going to drop it off at your house.
Yeah.
We'll have your address and we'll bring it to you. So yeah, that'll be a fun opportunity to spend a little extra time with some of our listeners. We're just pumped. This has been a while in the making. We've been wanting to hit the road with this show, and we kind of just forced the issue and did it all ourselves. And then everybody else in the building was like, yeah, so they're doing this, so we may as well get behind them.
That's entirely accurate.
Huge thanks to Dominic G. Macarena.
Yeah.
A lot of these prizes are because of him that we're able to give away. A huge thanks to Jeff Allen, who's kind of coordinating things from up above, and Mary Ayala has been awesome too. But I cannot wait for Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. All right, so coming up on the show, we're going to get into a lot of storylines that occurred over the weekend, including golf suspended due to rain. Wyndham Clark won the Pebble Beach. Also, a Belichick was hired.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an
Wow.
interesting one. But before we get to anything, we got to talk a little Super Bowl 58, guys. Yes! It's Super Week.
It is Super Week.
It's the most super of weeks.
I've got a whole thing in my living room I got to finish by Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you still not done with this project?
I filled nail holes and sanded for about 9 hours yesterday. I made my final cut I needed on Saturday. So, now it's just time to fill her full of caulk.
You ready to panic a little bit? You're not going to be able to work on
You
it today.
mispronounced that, by the way. It's not. Why are you adding the L?
I purposely threw the L in, a very hard L.
You have to caulk. You're caulking.
Caulking.
No. That's not how that word's pronounced.
But you're not going to be able to work on it today.
I will. I'll have a few hours today.
I don't know, because we have a very special dinner with a very special dinner or person planned.
Yes.
And then on Friday, you're going to be hammered drunk.
That is correct. Yeah.
Saturday, you're going to be hungover.
Gosh.
Sunday is the big game. So you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's it.
I thought I could do this in a 3-day weekend. It's been like a month.
It really has been. Every time we're
God.
texting, I know that Travis is working. TD is busy because he doesn't pick up his phone and text with us anymore. He refuses to.
Well, I was covered in sawdust.
There's been an extreme lack of milk gifts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? It'll come back. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get back.
Don't worry.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, man, Super Bowl.
Woo! Super Bowl week. We have weather that's bearing down on Southern California, just not in San Diego.
It's a bomb cyclone.
It is a bomb cyclone. I drove down from LA yesterday. I was doing the radio show up there on Fox Sports Radio. When I left the studio in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles, it was dumping something of biblical proportions outside. it was, I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw a frog fall from the sky. It was like a plague in Egypt.
I think almost the entire state of California is under a flood warning at this point. They were expecting 8 trillion gallons of water dumped on California.
Well, I'll tell you
How
what,
much is an average shower?
I think it's like 1 trillion, maybe 1.5 trillion gallons. So
yeah, in my house, yeah, there's no question about it. We go through a lot of shower water.
When Haley turns on the shower, it's a long one.
So we're driving down, and it was torrential downpour. I mean, almost exactly to the dividing line between Camp Pendleton and San Diego. And then it stopped as if it was like, not San Diego, leave her. It was crazy. So it was raining as hard as I've ever seen it rain from the time I finished my radio show, there's really no windows in the studio until I got home at 10 o'clock. Well, really, until we cross over that line I was talking about. It was torrential downpour. So anybody listening to our voices up in LA or parts where you're getting hammered with rain, you don't need to go out, then don't, because it's bad out there. Yeah. And we'll have updates throughout the morning if there's any rain to be worried about here.
Yeah, when I got here, it was maybe slightly misty. It rained on me on my way down up in the North County. So just be safe out there, guys. That's all we're saying.
Okay, so Super Bowl 58. We've got the San Francisco 49ers, who really were a juggernaut all season long, went through about a 3-game lull when Debo got hurt and Brock Purdy wasn't healthy. Trent Williams, probably most importantly, was unhealthy during that stretch, and then had their bye week and then soared on the other side of that. The Kansas City Chiefs on the other side of it, well, they struggled all season long. The offense really never looked like it found its rhythm. They were out of sync, it felt like, for a team that just won the Super Bowl. But they regained their footing and went into the postseason, had a great showing against Miami Dolphins. In the AFC Championship game against the Ravens, did enough. And really that effort was not relegated completely to the first half. Their defense shined the whole day. But offensively, they got hemmed up in the second half. We look at the San Francisco 49ers in the postseason. Well, they snuck away with a win against the Green Bay Packers and kind of did the same thing against the Detroit Lions. So here we are. We're a week away, or less than a week away now, on Monday morning of Super Bowl week. What do we think about this matchup? How do we think this is going to play out?
Listen, if I'm a 49er fan, I'm nervous. I'm nervous just because of all the reasons you just laid out. Now, the Niners, who look like a juggernaut through most of the regular season, didn't quite look the same to me in the postseason. They didn't quite look like they had that same fire in them, where, to me, the momentum, it was behind the Chiefs. Now, I don't know what happens when you have a week off. You know, I mean, maybe things shake up again. Maybe all of a sudden the Chiefs look a little rusty coming into this. I don't know. I don't really see that. I mean, the Chiefs have been here many times now in the past 6 years. Well, I'm saying to at least the big dance. The Niners, not as much. Once, I guess, 4 years ago. Here we go, deja vu.
I am a Niners fan, and I am very worried, TD. Thank you.
Fletch as a resident Niner fan, Fletch.
Dude, I've been shaking in my boots. I still don't understand exactly why the 49ers are 2-point favorites as of this morning. That's the latest odds from all the different betting places. I have never really understood that. And another layer that I ended up staying up late at night thinking about last night, I don't think the Niners have ever actually played in Allegiant Stadium. Like, over the last 3 years since it's been running, I don't think the Niners have played a road game against the Raiders. So you look at the Chiefs, who play there once a year. I don't know if that factors at all in this game, but I'm at the point now where I'm digging for more things to make me more nervous. And that was another one that popped into my head.
So Andy Reid is, I believe he's 28-3. That record might be dated after bye weeks. However, if we look at the Super Bowl, he's 2-2. So he's 2-2 after the bye week leading into the Super Bowl. There's always been a bye week during his time coaching in the Super Bowl era leading up to the big game. So Andy Reid is 2-2 heading into Super Bowls, but he's amazing in the regular season after bye weeks. So you look at Andy Reid and how prepared his teams are after taking a week's respite, and you say to yourself, that doesn't bode well for just about any competitor.
So maybe the more important stat, the record when he's coming off a bye and the other team is not, is flawless pretty much. I think that's the 28-3 one you're mentioning. But when both teams are coming off a bye, he's 3-4 in his career. So when both teams have the full week off heading into the game, has a losing record, actually, Andy Reid does. So
in the regular season?
Overall. The Reid's record when both teams are coming off a bye is 3-4.
Okay.
But 2 of those wins are
In the
Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl. Two of the losses are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
There
I
you
don't
go.
know, man. I mean, it's gosh, you get into these weeks, these games, these obviously a Super Bowl, and you start to break down every little piece of information you can get a hold of and try to make sense of it and try to make something out of it. I don't know if I make a lot out of that.
31-7 total after a bye. I do from this standpoint. And that includes postseason, by the way. So if you look at Andy Reid after a bye week and how prepared his teams are, there is something to be said about how a team starts their season, because it's difficult. You haven't hit anybody in a different color uniform outside of preseason games for the entirety of the preseason. How a team prepares after a bye week, how a team handles, the end of the season, where a lot of teams will rest starters if they feel like they don't need to play. I mean, that's what Kyle Shanahan did with the 49ers, and they came out flat against the Green Bay Packers. So there's that issue that you have to factor in, and also how a team handles distraction. The San Francisco 49ers have a lot of players. I shouldn't say a lot, but they have players on that team that have been to a Super Bowl recently. They have a lot of players on the team that are used to postseason success and understand the rigors. But the Chiefs were literally there last season. Like, the majority of this roster has been to a Super Bowl, has won a Super Bowl. So they understand what this week's going to look like. It's just like, hey, we're just in a different city. We're just going to go out there and operate the same way they did. Now, complacency can sneak in. I assume that's a possibility, but I'd rather be prepared than not.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, without a doubt. Look, I'm excited. I think both these teams are going to be, I think it's going to be a good matchup. I really do. I don't know why. I guess I can't get off the fact that Patrick Mahomes is there again. I mean, no matter what you want to say about what the strengths the Niners have, what kind of weapons they have, how they match up, I go back to Patrick Mahomes is here again. How do you bet against this guy?
And we got to get to that next. I mean, let's start comparing these teams. We'll start with the quarterbacks. You have Patrick Mahomes, like you mentioned. He's there again. Fletch, Brock Purdy on the other side of this matchup. Who gets the edge?
Patrick Mahomes, obviously. It's not even close. There's two conversations going on in the world right now, and this is what I don't really get. Why people are trying to compare Patrick Mahomes to Brock Purdy.
Because they're in the game against each other?
Yes, they
That's
are.
right.
Yeah.
That is a pretty incredible feat for Brock Purdy, I would say. But when you look at the two quarterbacks, they're not even playing in the same hemisphere right now. It's just the 49ers have enough around Brock Purdy to make it better. Okay, I said it. There. Are you happy?
But hold on. If you go stat-wise, which you've hung your hat on stats all year long.
Purdy's had better stats than Mahomes all year long.
Right. So, I mean,
in the postseason.
Right.
Here is the thing that I was actually having this conversation this weekend, and it's another thing that is one of those things that makes me worried. There's an opportunity here that the 49ers, who have now had two teams in the Super Bowl the last 4 years, that they don't win one because they keep running into Patrick Mahomes. And we've seen this before. Peyton Manning didn't get as many Super Bowls as he probably should have because he kept running into Tom Brady. Big Ben Roethlisberger didn't get as many Super Bowls as he should have because he kept running into Tom Brady. Like, when you have such a dominant force that is Patrick Mahomes, it makes a lot of other teams look a lot worse, and it changes lifetime career numbers because one team is so damn good, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. And they've looked at this postseason, man, and I remember being nervous about the Chiefs in the regular season. Like, who are these guys? They're not going to make it back. There's too much talent in the AFC. Well, they just diced all that talent up on their way to another Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the dynasty talk. I mean, it's if you're in the middle of a dynasty, you're staring at a dynasty, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Well, and also, let's be very honest with each other. There's a wide cavern between certain quarterbacks who you're discussing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, a Josh Allen may have his star not shine as bright during the Mahomes era because he unfortunately plays during the Mahomes era. And team-wide success is important for a lot of people when they're evaluating a quarterback. Dan Marino experienced this, losing the only Super Bowl he appeared in, or never. Did he appear in a Super Bowl? I don't think the Dolphins during his time ever appeared in a Super Bowl. And Dan Marino will forever be remembered as one of the greatest quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl. It happens sometimes. You run into the buzzsaw of the NFL. It's impossible to predict when another team is going to hit it right at quarterback while you too are having your success. But Brock Purdy is not Josh Allen. Brock Purdy is not Lamar Jackson, not yet. There's nothing about Brock Purdy's game that shouts to me that he's an elite level quarterback, heads and shoulders are above the rest of the league. In fact, I said this weekend. I'll repeat it to you guys.
I saw this. I hated it.
You look at Brock Purdy through the Instagram filter that is the San Francisco 49ers. Like, Brock Purdy has all this help around him, and he has Kyle Shanahan, and he is a talented quarterback, no doubt. But if Kirk Cousins was with the 49ers, wouldn't you think they'd make it to the Super Bowl? If Geno Smith or Dak Prescott was with the 49ers, wouldn't you think they'd be in the Super Bowl? Brock Purdy hasn't even looked good in the postseason, or very good, not even close to how he looked in the regular season so far in the postseason, and they've still made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. So I feel like there's too much hype being poured on Brock Purdy by certain people, and there's too little hype being poured on Brock Purdy by others, because what he's doing is amazing and should not be denigrated. But also at the same time, anybody who's saying that this guy should be spoken about in the same breath as the elite level quarterbacks in the NFL is delusional.
I could not agree more. We talked about this about halfway through the season when the 49ers were absolutely on fire and Brock Purdy's stats were just unbelievable. And we said, hey, look, if you took Brock Purdy, you picked him up and you set him on a different team, is he still that good? I mean, probably not. But I'm not saying he's playing bad. I'm not saying what he's doing or what he's done is not incredible. I think he's a good quarterback. Yeah. He's a good quarterback. He's doing a great job there in San Francisco. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do in San Francisco with all the weapons around him.
So there's the quarterbacks. Now we turn our attention to the head coaches. You have Kyle Shanahan, who's obviously coached in many Super Bowls now, as has Andy Reid. Andy Reid, we talked about as a head coach, his record is 2-2 in Super Bowls. Now, Kyle Shanahan has had some of the most baffling moments in recent Super Bowl memory. Offensive coordinator with the Atlanta Falcons, giving away a huge lead in the second half. He was a part of that Dan Quinn-led team. And then you look at what happened in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs most recently for the San Francisco 49ers. And in the fourth quarter, the Niners folded. They gave the game away to the Chiefs. So you have that. But then Andy Reid. He's had some bad moments, too, as a head coach in big games. Earlier in his career as a head coach, issues with clock management, timeout usage. It's become a lot better through the Patrick Mahomes filter, to use the analogy again. Patrick Mahomes elevates everything about the Kansas City Chiefs. But speaking specifically about the coaches, TD, which side do you think has the edge in this game?
I think you have to go Andy Reid just on experience alone. He's been to the dance here a few times. He's been in the league a lot longer. He's got more wins under his belt. I think he's a better schemer. I think that Andy Reid's job is easier with Patrick Mahomes. It's like you're playing checkers and then you got one piece that just got kinged. And then that piece can move all over the board, and now you have that advantage. That's Patrick Mahomes to me. That Andy Reid has that advantage over the Niners.
And what should get everyone excited is I think the two best play callers in the NFL are facing off with each other in this Super Bowl.
Agreed.
So the two best offensive minds in the NFL are the ones facing off with each other. And now when I look at the last Super Bowl between the Niners and the Chiefs, I don't put that loss on Kyle Shanahan. I really don't. I put it on the fact that Patrick Mahomes dominated the second half of that game. Like, you look at it, the Niners won the first half. The Niners won the first three quarters. And then you look at what happened in the fourth quarter, and Patrick Mahomes just went nuclear, and Jimmy Garoppolo missed one throw. Like, that was the end of it. Emmanuel Sanders catches that ball, and Niners win that Super Bowl. So when you look at everything, Kyle Shanahan beat the Chiefs in that Super Bowl, and then they lost it at the end because Patrick Mahomes went scorched earth. I'm not worried about Kyle in this one. I know the history and the track record isn't great. I think the Niners are going to be ready to go. I think it's going to be a stellar game plan. I just also think the Chiefs will have a stellar game plan too.
I see football games maybe differently than you two. I don't look at it as, for example, yes, you're absolutely right. If Jimmy Garoppolo makes that throw, things are different, but they weren't. And Andy Reid is credited for calling an incredible play when they absolutely had to have it to Tyreek Hill. And so we give Andy Reid the credit for doing that. Where was that play for Kyle Shanahan? You know,
It was there. Jimmy Garoppolo overthrew Emmanuel Sanders. That was the play.
Well, I mean, is that the right throw for Jimmy to make then? I mean, there's all these questions that you have to put through the same lens that we're looking at Andy Reid for success. You have to look at Kyle Shanahan. And by the way, we have a track record in big games. Last year's NFC Championship game, a lot of people are like, well, hey, you know, Brock Purdy got hurt and there's the excuse. I saw it completely differently because I saw a tight end trying to block Hassan Reddick on a play action pass play. And I was absolutely, if I'm a play caller in San Francisco, I'd be mortified that
it wasn't even George Kittle blocking. It was Ross Dwelly or whatever his name was.
No, it wasn't even him. It was their third string tight end who threw a phantom block at one of the sack leaders in the NFL who murdered your quarterback and got him injured in the game. And so, yeah, you could blame the tight end, and maybe he's done a nice job pass blocking for him during the season. But really, that's the guy you're going to trust to block for Brock Purdy in one of the biggest games. It just, look, there's decisions that you make as a coordinator where you can overthink yourself. And I think Kyle Shanahan's guilty of that.
If you notice in this NFC Championship game, that lesson was learned because who was drawing the assignments on Aiden Hutchinson? If it was a tight end, which it wasn't very often, every time it was George Kittle, and he did a hell of a job.
All right, really quick. These are two other insanely important aspects of football teams going into any big game, especially in the postseason. The ability to run the football, the ability to play hard defense. Who do you give the edge to there, TD?
I think Kansas City is going to run on the Niners. Absolutely. And golly, man, both these defenses have been pretty solid. I would almost give the defense to the Niners here. And only because I felt like the first half of the season, the Kansas City Chiefs defense was on fire. The Kansas City Chiefs defense kept them in these games. And then that tapered off, in my personal opinion, towards the end of the season. I would say overall defense goes to the Niners. The running game will go to the Chiefs.
I have that flipped. I really do. Because I think defensively on paper, you're right. The 49ers should have the better defense. They haven't this year. The Chiefs have had the better defense, especially passing defense. Both teams are susceptible to the run, so Pacheco and McCaffrey, it could be just a heavy dose of both of them all day long. But I would have to give the run game to the 49ers because of Christian McCaffrey and because of Deebo Samuel. We know they'll use Deebo a little bit differently in this game than they do the rest of the season. Deebo is going to be seen out of the backfield a lot more. McCaffrey will be seen in the slot a lot more. You're going to see some tweaks from the 49ers that will make it so everything the Chiefs have been working for goes out the window because they're going to be able to move people around, which is why I would actually give the running game edge to the Niners. Defensively, I give it to the Chiefs.
See, I feel like that Andy Reid is going to sew up that run from McCaffrey, and what the Niners are going to have to do are short passes, let McCaffrey take the ball after the short pass and basically turn that short pass game into a run
They're
game.
pretty good at that.
Yeah. I really do think that the Chiefs are going to employ whatever defensive strategy they employed against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to get him out of the run game as much as possible. Because, I mean, either that's the excuse or the Ravens completely changed what they did, but they didn't even attempt the run against the Chiefs. And so we didn't get a really great idea of how the Baltimore Ravens would have looked if there was a stronger commitment to the run. If you remember in the first half, there was a fourth down conversion the Ravens made. Lamar ran for over 20 yards. There was a handoff to Gus Edwards. He runs the ball for 15 yards on an explosive run on that first drive, I'm pretty sure. Gus only got 2 more carries the rest of the day. Lamar Jackson, if there were 2 more planned QB runs in the game plan, I'd be shocked. He had 8 carries on the day, and I think he scrambled for at least 5 of them. So it was just an abysmal game plan from the Baltimore Ravens. I would go run heavy if I were the San Francisco 49ers because I would give the edge to them in the run game. You have Christian McCaffrey. That guy almost won the MVP this season. And look, that's still yet to be determined. It's probably Lamar Jackson, but still, like, that guy was in the MVP conversation. He's the most incredible running back the league has. And it's not just for catching the ball in the backfield. That guy can run the damn football.
That's how your roster is constructed, to have 7 guys sometimes blocking for Christian McCaffrey running. Like, that's how everything is set up, from the tight ends you drafted to even Jawan Jennings, who's a wide receiver who catches like maybe 2 balls a game. He's there to block in the run game.
And then overall, I mean, I know how the Chiefs have been playing defense, and I know you look at that Baltimore Ravens game and you look at what the Baltimore Ravens offense did to the San Francisco 49ers defense and what the Chiefs did to that offense. Like, so you think, like, we have apples to apples comparison here. And so I should probably say, well, the Chiefs defense is is probably better, but I have a hard time completely committing to that because I feel like the Ravens completely changed their identity in the AFC Championship game. Overall, I would give a lot of credit to the San Francisco 49ers. And again, recency bias. But what they did in the second half against Detroit was special.
It was different.
That was incredible. An effort to get back into a game trailing 17 points in an NFC Championship game. So the slightest of edges I'll give to the 49ers. But they, so look, I mean, if you look at the tail of the tape, I mean, if by my measure, and I know we're a little different on this, I got quarterback and head coach. I give that to the Chiefs. Or I should say defense and run game, I give it to the 49ers. Like, oh man, this is gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're just scratching the surface. We got 4 more days of this.
Oh,
There's gonna be some stories that come out. Like one already did, by the way. You guys see what happened with Patrick Mahomes' dad?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Incredibly sad. Hope he's okay, but he could be facing some serious jail time here.
Yeah, no,
you
man.
never know what that does to the psyche of a quarterback, but everyone's gonna tell you what it does to a psyche of a quarterback.
Tell you what, yeah. Coming up, we'll get into that story. Also, should they just completely scrap the format, or is it good enough to keep for years to come? We'll get into that conversation as well. But first, guys, I mean, we have a team of Wayne and Chloe at sdfatloss.com.
They're so good.
I mean, they're so good. They are so good. They explained to us what yo-yo dieting is, and we didn't actually know this term. So apparently it's when you try to lose weight and you successfully lose some, but then you gain it all back and then some.
Yeah, like when you go down and then back up, like a yo-yo.
Like a yo-yo. And we said, yeah, well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. We said, okay, yeah. We totally knew that.
Yeah.
We don't like it either.
Yeah, when they said yo-yo dieting, we're like, are you calling us yo-yo? Are we stupid?
Yeah.
We think we're not good at next level?
You're suggesting that we've been eating yo-yos? We're not dumb. We eat food, Wayne and Chloe.
Anyway.
But so after that explanation, we felt pretty prepared to start working with them because they're smart folks. And well, we're not. And so we listened to their advice and they guided us through the process. And cumulatively as a show, we've lost over 120 pounds. That's no lie. Fletch is in there and he's
measuring depth
of the belly button. Yep. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean
the bottom of that belly button it's a lot closer to the surface now.
Right, shallow.
I used to
shallow belly button.
He could never mind.
I'm about to become an Audi.
Yeah. The turkey's almost done. The point is, Wayne and Chloe have really helped us through this process of weight loss. SCFatLoss.com. It's a lifestyle change. It's not some diet. It's not a fad diet. You're going to really enjoy working with them. They are patient, they are understanding, but they have a plan for you to work and they help you stay disciplined. And they have all these tools and tricks of the trade. They've helped thousands of clients. If you're now staring at the calendar and you're like, it's February 5th, where have my New Year resolutions gone? Make that commitment again. Like recommit to yourself. It's time to lose the weight, just like we did. SDFatLoss.com. And if you'd start on your diet plan, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch is where you find us on social media. A lot of our listeners and people who listen to the show have reached out to us there, told us they're losing weight. We had several of these listeners lose up to 30 pounds or more. One of our guys had a goal of 20 pounds. He's already lost 40 pounds. And he's recalibrating all these goals he set for himself. So SDFatLoss.com, SDFatLoss.com.
Hey, it's Fletch, and if you have not downloaded the Prize Picks app yet, what are you doing? The big game is almost here. If you love playing fantasy sports, do what I do. Take the sports action to the next level with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app on the continent. This is Fletch, and right now I'm in sports heaven with the football playoffs in full swing, the big game right around the corner, basketball season really heating up. There's no better way to turn all big games into 100 times your money than with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It's that easy. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. I love the easy gameplay, the quick withdrawals, huge selection of players and stat options. The quick withdrawals is for real, by the way. I've won on a Sunday before and had the money in my bank account on a Monday morning. Check this out. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance that keeps you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I'm one of them. So join me and watch your favorite players and get paid doing it right now. Patrick Mahomes discounted to a half yard, more or less projection for the big game. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for more than a half yard. So go sign up for Prize Picks today. Get that discount and get ready for the promotions coming up. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Friday is Flex Friday. You need to set lineups for the big game on Tuesday and Friday this week. I promise you. Get on over to prizepicks.com/Fletch. Prize Picks mobile app and use the promo code Fletch. You're going to get a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. This update is presented by Cal Coast Credit Union. Starting off with Aztecs Hoops. Big win for the guys on Saturday afternoon. They beat Utah State 81-67. Jaden Ledee, 17 points. J Powell adding 16. Quick turnaround for the boys. Tomorrow night, they take on Air Force at the Cadet Fieldhouse in Colorado Springs. In the NFL, it's Super Bowl week in Las Vegas. Niners and Chiefs arriving today to get ready for Super Bowl 58 coming up Sunday at 3:30. Get a 4.78% APR auto loan at Cal Coast Credit Union with their Cal Coast car buying service discount. Details at calcoastcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA. Restrictions do apply.
That's right, man. Coming up this Friday, the big game tailgate. Cannot wait. Out at K&B Bistro out in Del Cerro. Right off the 8th there, north on College Boulevard. Just stop on by. Stop on by, grab some food, take a picture, throw a high five, sign up to win some of these prizes, including that 65-inch television. Speaking of prizes, August 8th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, Luke Bryan is going to be playing. We got Luke Bryan tickets we're giving away every single day this week. Tickets and info at livenation.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win, because we will be giving those away a little bit later today.
Girl, shake it for
Me, girl, shake it for me, girl, shake it for me, girl.
Oh gosh, we got to go to that show.
Hell yeah,
we
we
have
do.
a lot of shows coming up in San Diego that we need to appear at.
I hung out with Luke Bryan.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Like,
Did he?
like I don't know how long ago it was, 10, 15 years
Did you
ago.
shake it for him, girl?
This was before that. I think right before that song came out,
Yeah.
actually. And so Sarah and I take a picture with Luke Bryan. She posts the photo. I was completely cropped out.
Right.
It sounds like I'm making that up. I am not.
That's how she printed it too.
Like I picture like even like she used like a photo editor to like make sure that your shoulder wasn't in there on the other side of Luke Bryan.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
What's odd is when you go to TD's house, that photo is prominently displayed on their mantle.
Yeah.
That you're building right now.
Yeah. It's correct. It's correct. My children are photoshopped in there with him. It's weird, but I've learned to love it.
Yeah, they're his children now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Luke, so if you're listening, when you come to San Diego, we're expecting that child support check.
1,000,000%. Also, peanuts. He's a peanut farmer.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Right.
Is he a Georgian?
Yeah, I don't know where he's
Yeah,
from.
because I know they
It
grow
must be.
a lot of peanuts grown in Georgia. A hard segue here, guys.
Peaches are out in Georgia, too. Ask Justin Bieber.
Yeah, that's true. Moving on from Georgia stone fruit and legumes to more important things. Fun with the Pro Bowl. Woo! Yeah. Wow. Wow, guys.
I was fired up all weekend long.
So I said it on one side of the weekend, and boy, was I right. The Pro Bowl is not for adults.
Yesterday was much better than Thursday, whatever the first day was. Like yesterday, guys were into it, and they were running through those brick walls, and they were tug of war and tug of hard.
They were into it until the flag football game.
Yeah. But like they had all the competitions in the middle of the flag football game that I think everyone took a lot more seriously than the flag football game.
Which I liked that aspect of it. Watching the flag football game, if Peyton and Eli Manning were not out there coaching, lame.
Dude, it's
snoozer.
It is totally 100% just an ad for the NFL. It's like, hey, watch this television show, which I don't know what the ratings are going to look like. I'm sure the overnights will come out here pretty soon this morning.
I saw CJ Stroud and another rookie. I can't remember who, but they got massive bumps on their Instagram.
Oh, Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua got huge. So, I mean, there's a benefit to it for the players, for the league, obviously. And like I said, from a viewership standpoint, I guarantee this was the most viewed sports activity on television yesterday. Like it just will be.
But I want it to mean something. Make it to where next year in the Super Bowl, there's no coin toss. Whoever won the previous year Pro Bowl, they get to choose whether or not they, kick or defer.
But that is so consequential. It's so consequential for that football game.
That's what baseball used to be. Baseball used to be home field advantage in the World Series,
right?
Which that's even more consequential. So you had guys busting their asses in the All-Star game. Now that happened mid-year, so everyone had something at stake because you didn't know if your team was going to be in the World Series or not.
I can't even. All right. So yeah, these are ideas, right? These are ideas to make it more impactful. But even still, then you have Pro Bowlers from. I mean, look, Gardner Minshew was a Pro Bowler. Okay, like Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield was the MVP.
Right, I'm just saying, like,
CJ Stroud was not, by the way, which is making terrible throws. By the way, the game ended 64-59. No one scored with 12 minutes left in the fourth. So
it was an accumulation of all the points from all the skills challenges they got added. Like the NFC gets their asses kicked if they didn't win all the skills challenges.
Oh, I know. Well, so you look at the Pro Bowl. All right, so you just mentioned all the skills. What was your favorite? I mean, you have flag football, you have all these skills challenges. What was your favorite part?
The relay race.
The relay race.
The relay race I actually thought was incredible because it started with the two big offensive linemen literally running through brick styrofoam walls, but it was cool. They were taking it seriously. And then you have Aiden Hutchinson, who's a ridiculous athlete, like clearing a big vertical, should have been an NBA player to knock the balls out of the little square thing. And then you had Jason Kelsey riding the cart, doing the whole twerking thing. I thought that was fun, and it was meaningful for the guys.
They should have gotten all of like the best Survivor competitions and make them do that.
That's basically what that one was. But yeah, they should have done more, like puzzles, the slide
puzzles. I mean, I want you climbing through mud.
Jeff Probst
actually, that's what I want them to make it into. So I agree with you. I think the relay race was the most exciting, but like I just feel like TD, like they could lean into the campy way harder.
Right.
Like you could have Mario Lopez out there.
Oh.
I don't know
No,
why.
not him.
No, I don't know why. Just get him out there.
Fun fact: met Mario Lopez too.
See, look at this guy.
Yeah, fake San Diego, Mario Lopez.
By the way,
Yep, by the way.
Sarah also has a picture of him where TV
Yes,
was cropped
we do.
out.
We do. Actually, when I met him, I was very drunk.
Oh,
Did you
no.
tell him he's a terrible fake San Diegan?
I did not. I didn't say really anything to him. We
Is
just
he
took
a
a photo.
fake San Diegan?
He's from here, but he
AC
doesn't
Slater?
claim it. He talks
You
about
watch your
LA
mouth.
like that's his hometown. He's a Dodgers fan. He sucks.
Mario
AC
Lopez.
Slater?
Wow.
Wow.
Things have changed since Bayside.
Yeah.
Things have
No
changed.
doubt. No doubt.
All right, coming up next, we've got to get into this. Distractions come up during Super Bowl week, but we did not expect this one. We'll get into that on the other side, but first, I want to talk to everybody about the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store is incredible. I had a lot of back pain after my NFL playing days, and knee pain and hip pain was starting actually after I retired. I was like, where did this come from? I was getting out of bed and it took like an hour to warm up my hip. I felt like an old timer. Man, it stunk. I was scheduling MRI appointments and I was worried about surgery. And then I go to the Good Feet store, get measured and sized, and I have my free test walk with these arch supports. And I start wearing them. And after a week, the back pain settled down. After a month, I didn't have knee pain. I didn't have back pain. And I had forgotten about the hip pain. And I couldn't understand why until I realized, well, the one major change I made were these arch supports, dummy. It was incredible. It was incredible. So if you want results like that, I've heard testimony after testimony from people who use these arch supports, who believe in them, who realize that they actually have 4 arches in their foot, not just one, like I learned during my first visit with the Good Feet store. And they've been incredible shepherds to having less pain in the lower body, especially. But even if you have neck pain, right, it could be postural. It could be the way you're standing at work. If you're a bank teller or you're on your feet all day long, you may have the problem solved for you at the Good Feet store. So whatever you're dealing with, whatever ailments or aches you have, the Good Feet store could be for you. So my suggestion, go to one of their 200 plus locations around the US or overseas. They've got 30 plus years of experience. Start your search though. Find the closest location to you at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. It's bad enough when a player goes to the Super Bowl site and gets in trouble and distracts his team. What about a player's dad? We'll get into that next.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Yeah, you heard the guy. He's 100% correct. We got the big game tailgate party coming up. If you're celebrating the big game, you know, the one that kicks off in Vegas over the weekend.
Apparently 75% of every television is going to be tuned into the big game. So
we figured we should do something on our end to celebrate the big game too. So we are hosting the big game tailgate at K&B Bistro right off of College Avenue on the 8th.
if that's just
You are into the big game and you plan on watching the big game and you want to go to a tailgate party on the Friday morning before the big game. Well, that's what you need to do. So come on down to KB Bistro. So we're going to be, the reasons why you should show up, we're going to have, it's going to be catered by Sombrero Mexican food, but also we have a round of golf to give away. We have a 65-inch television to give away. We've got a 2-night stay at a resort in Oceanside right on the water. We also have a free month of testosterone to give to a winner at the Man Zone. Like, there are so many things. That's not it. SeaWorld tickets. We have a pair of SeaWorld tickets to give away to somebody who shows up. So
maybe multiple
pairs.
Maybe 4-packs. I don't know.
How about the Doucher 9000?
Oh, that's right.
You're going to walk away with Pit Vipers. The Doucher 9000 sunglasses that have been introduced to us by Fletch, popularized by Buck Norris sitting over there prominently.
That's right. Buck Norris will be there.
Yeah, Buck Norris is coming, our show mascot.
Wow, this is going to be a hell of a day.
So the only way this day could be ruined is if one of our fathers gets a DWI for the third time, just like Patrick Mahomes Sr. did out in Tyler, Texas. So let me read this to you because from a legalese standpoint, I think it's better to read it straight from an article. The father of Kansas City Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes was arrested Saturday night in Tyler, Texas on suspicion of driving while intoxicated. According to online jail records, Patrick Mahomes Sr. is 54, is facing a charge of driving while intoxicated, third or more, with his bond being set at $10,000. He was released from Smith County Jail on Sunday afternoon. The charge, Sunday afternoon, got drunk for church. Okay, the charge is a third-degree felony and carries a sentence up to 10 years in prison if he's convicted according to state law. His arrest comes just weeks before the Niners are facing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Mahomes Sr. pleaded guilty to previous DWI arrests in Texas in 2018, was sentenced to 40 days in jail, which he served on weekends. So this is
what?
Yeah,
that's an option.
Yeah, you can do that.
Apparently in Texas. So this is a guy who's performed at the highest level of his sport. For those who are catching up, he was a former major league pitcher. He played for 6 teams over 11 seasons during his time in the major leagues. So he knows just how big of a distraction a family member having a crisis is when you're preparing for inarguably one of the biggest moments of your life. And he goes and does this on a Sunday afternoon in Texas.
Dude, what a bummer, man. I mean, on a number of levels here. What a bummer that, unfortunately, he's out there driving around while intoxicated. I mean, obviously, you could kill someone, not just yourself. Number 2, the fact that you feel like you have to. Number 3, the fact that Patrick Mahomes has to deal with this with another family member, man. I mean, he's got some drama in his family life. So does it affect his game on Sunday? I don't know. I mean, it's almost, I feel like he'd be conditioned to it by now.
And nothing else has affected his game. And we know Patrick Mahomes, it is incredible that he has stayed so squeaky clean this whole time. And I think it's a testament to him more than anything, because clearly the world around him and his inner circle, there is chaos constantly, all the time with his family. The fact that he has been able to go out and perform as well as he has to this point, like shattering every record we have in NFL record books, it's a testament to Patrick Mahomes' concentration and fortitude and mental capacity to deal with all this crap.
Yeah. It really is. It actually makes him seem bigger, brighter, better than what we previously discussed.
I mean, couldn't handle it.
No. I don't think I could either. Especially, it seems like he's pretty close with his family.
Right.
Yeah.
Like his brother Jackson lives, I'm pretty sure, in Kansas City, or he visits a ton in Missouri. His parents obviously are in Texas, but they seem tight. They're at a lot of these games. I don't know, man. It sucks for Patrick Mahomes, but we'll see. I mean, he's dealt with a lot of distractions before. I mean, they've had Taylor Swift at every game this season. See what kind of happens this Super Bowl week. Coming up next, a Belichick was hired. We got to get into that.
What?
And if you missed this little, if this slipped under the radar, but Jim Harbaugh had something hysterical to say during his opening press conference. We'll get to that as well. But first, TD, you have an app open on your phone. It looks like you're right now. You're scheduling plays.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm setting up my fantasy lineup here. I'm setting up my fantasy lineup, for the big game that's happening this Sunday. And I'm doing it with DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick Six. Pick Six, the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started is really easy. Just download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Then you just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? Brock Purdy, will he have more or less than 254 passing yards? I mean, far less. That's like a gimme. It's an easy one. As Fletch stares on in anger. Patrick Mahomes, more or less than 270 passing yards. Far more, obviously, far more. But look, it's easy. You can sign up with your wife, with your husband, whatever you like to play. My wife likes to play along too. A couple weeks ago, I won $50. All I did is pick 2. So you can track your lineup and you compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Discover. Starting off with Aztecs Hoops. Big win for the boys on Saturday afternoon. They beat Utah State 81-67. Jaden Ledee, 17 points. Jay Powell adding 16 in his first start of the season. Quick turnaround for the Aztecs. Tomorrow night, they take on Air Force at the Cadet Fieldhouse in Colorado Springs. Over in the NFL, Super Bowl week is here. It's in Las Vegas. Niners and Chiefs arriving today to get ready for Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday at 3:30. Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations do apply.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on San Diego Sports 760.
I'll tell you one thing that really drives me nuts.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It is a beautiful day.
It's Monday morning. We're kicking off the biggest week of the season.
Let's get this win right now.
The fight for the Lombardi is this Sunday.
We're going to be better at it than them, all right?
Plus, is it too soon to think about baseball? Now, here are the guys.
Yeah, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Happy Monday to those who celebrate. Boy, oh boy, do we have a busy week. We are preparing. We are leading you up to. We are excited for it. It's the big game tailgate party. It's happening at K&B Bistro, right north on College Avenue off the 8. K&B Bistro is awesome. The place is amazing. But aside from that, it's also attached to a keg and bottle location. Tony Conja, our best friend who comes in every Friday for Bar Cart Friday, is owner operator of both K&B Bistro and Keg and Bottle. They've got a wall that is 30 feet tall, and it is filled from floor to ceiling with liquor bottles.
Right.
It's awesome.
It is completely awesome. But he'll be there hanging out as well. Bartender extraordinaire, mixologist
Jay Kennedy
will be there. So it's going to be a ton of fun.
Jay Kennedy wearing zero clothes.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Yep, that's right.
We're going to have
serious question for you guys.
Yeah.
Are you more excited for the big game tailgate or the big game? Because I'm excited for the big game.
Man.
I'm a Niners fan. I'm more excited for the big game tailgate.
Well,
big game tailgate.
Yeah. So, I mean, because we're running into that first, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
take one thing at a time.
Talk to me Saturday morning.
I just think it's going to be special.
It's going to be special.
It's going to be great.
The big game, which, the big game, it kicks off in Las Vegas.
Right.
I mean, people seem to be interested in it. We're having the
Is
tailgate.
it pickleball?
Well, it is a sport. And so, but it is a big game.
I say pickleball because while the Pro Bowl was happening, I was flipping around and landed on pickleball and locked in there for about 40 minutes.
You're just like, nope, this is it. This is what I'm watching.
It was pretty strong.
So yeah, we're going to be giving away a free round of golf, a foursome at Cottonwood Golf Club, sponsored by Long Ball Hard Iced Tea. We're giving away a 65-inch television screen to watch the big game on. We'll bring it to your house. We're going to be giving away a free month of testosterone if you're a candidate at the Man Zone. We're giving away a 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort, a place we went to recently, me and TD. We stayed at their sister resort.
Beautiful.
I swam in the rooftop pool at the Seabird. I watched the sunset with the kids. It was absolutely gorgeous. A 2-night stay there, as well as SeaWorld tickets.
We were hanging out in the room at that hotel and looking out at the ocean. And Sarah, my wife, goes, "This may be the nicest hotel we've ever been at."
It's awesome.
Am I not cool enough to come on those trips?
Well, we're just
more of a
hanging out.
different thing. We were part of a different.
Yeah,
it's a whole different program.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into specifics, but there's other things that go on here. Which, by the way, reminds me when you went to the Palm Desert.
Yeah.
Did we get
Actually, that same night you guys were there, I was at a casino.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's weird.
Yeah, that Fletch goes to parties that we're not invited to
Right.
pretty much constantly.
That's cool. That's cool.
Anyways, this party everyone's invited to.
Right.
The Big Rich, TD, and Fletch big game tailgate party at K&B Bistro. So if you want to win any of those great prizes you just heard about, if you just want to hang out for a little bit, you want some Sombreros Mexican food, they're catering the event. Head down there, 7 o'clock. We'll be there until the show finishes at 9, and then we're probably hanging out for several hours afterwards.
Pretty much every single Bar Cart Friday attendee is going to be in attendance at the
That's
big game tailgate.
That's right.
So if you've heard about these people, but you can't put a face to the product or a product to the name, they're going to be there, and they'll be showing off their stuff.
Yep. And, when they come by here, a lot of times we have the distillers who are actually here. They're signing bottles. Those bottles are there at KMB Bistro. You can pick them up, pick up some signed bottles. Or maybe you just want to go, you know what? I finally want to lock in that kegerator.
Yeah.
Tony will hook you up.
All right. We got the morning monologue in just a second here. And also coming up in a few minutes, a Belichick was hired.
Wow.
Just concentrate on the phrasing. A Belichick was hired.
Friday.
Yeah, my morning monologue this morning, fellas, is about expectations. I think we do this to ourselves every single season leading up to the Super Bowl. We all of a sudden think, because these teams are given 2 weeks to prepare for this game, because of all the excitement we may have seen in the divisional round with these two teams, or even the championship round, that we're going to see similar results in the Super Bowl. I just want to level everyone's expectations. It is so rare, outside of very few, where a Super Bowl actually delivers on the hype. So it's Monday, right? We have a full week to get ready. We're going to do the slow roll approach here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch as we get ready for our tailgate party, most importantly on Friday, but also as we prepare for Super Bowl 58. It's going to be the Niners. It's going to be the Chiefs. This feels like the two teams that were destined to play in this game most of the season. A lot of people think maybe it should have been the Ravens, but most of the season, you look at this matchup and you say, yeah, instant classic. I promise you, we've got like a 30% chance of this being an instant classic.
And last year was, meaning this year has less of a chance to be.
Yeah, by probability.
But do you remember the Rams-Patriots Super Bowl, how hyped everyone was for it? It's like Sean McVay's revolutionized the game of football. It's going to be one of the best days ever. Was that final score 13-9?
Yeah.
It was awful. It was a terrible game.
So bad. Nothing happened. There was a full quarter where I don't think anybody scored.
No, it was the most boring football game you've ever watched.
Yeah.
The difference, though, these are two offenses that can score.
That's true. You have C-Mac and Debo. You have Kittle. You've got Pacheco and Mahomes and Kelsey and Hardman, who had a couple of bonehead plays. But you have some really, really good talent out there offensively for both sides. So we'll see what happens. But I'm just trying to level expectations a little bit here.
I know. Well, we did that in the playoffs, too. I mean, there were matchups where you went, this is going to be insane. Or towards the end of the season where this is a potential playoff matchup. And
yeah. All right, TD, what's yours?
Grammys were last night. Anybody watch the Grammys?
Here we go.
What?
Yeah. We knew it. Go ahead.
Tracy Chapman.
Talk to me.
Do I know who that is?
You got a fast car. And the number can fly away. We're gonna make a decision. Look, she is incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. I was moved. I teared up a little bit. Luke Combs could have just sat down on this one. Didn't need it. Jay-Z, your rant was ridiculous about your wife. She wasn't snubbed. She just didn't produce anything that was worthy of even a mention, let alone an award. Okay.
Who's his wife again?
I don't know. Bianchi. I don't know. I can't really remember.
It's your worst take of all time.
How do you
it's not.
Beyonce?
Terrible. It was terrible.
Time you say it.
Taylor Swift wins Album of the Year for a record 4th time.
Wow.
But
yes.
Taylor, stop acting surprised. I hate it. I hate the fake, like, oh my God, what? Wait, what? Why was he even in this category? I can't believe you said my name. Oh my God.
Which direction do I go? Where's the stage again? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Oh, right. The big thing over there. Got it. Sorry.
It is so fake. You act like you didn't even know that you were getting, like you were there. What is going on? Knock it off. That's enough, Taylor Swift.
Shake it off, baby.
Shake it off. Shake it off. By the way, she didn't end her acceptance speech with "Go Chiefs."
Oh wow!
What are we talking
Bad
about?
girlfriend.
Bad girlfriend. Not good.
Wow. Okay. So Fletch, tough act to follow. Got the Grammy breakdown.
How about Miley Cyrus wins her first Grammy?
Oh yeah, I saw that. By the way, she looked good last night.
Okay, from like the forehead down. I don't know what was going on with the hair.
Miley Cyrus looks like a child who found a stack of rub-on tattoos.
Well, you have weird takes when it comes to musical artists.
She's terrible.
She's awesome.
Terrible.
No, she's got a big time voice. She got a real voice.
Terrible.
No.
Terrible.
All right, my morning monologue. Buyer beware. That's how I'll start it, because me personally, I went on the Amazon last week and I was looking for stuff to wear for this Friday coming up.
I have a story to tell you. Keep going.
I can't wait.
Oh my God.
So buyer beware, because on Amazon, you'll get a lot of these knockoff big game clothing that you're able to purchase, right? And so I went right for it. You know what? I bought a sweatshirt that said rock and roll.
Wow.
Because I was pumped for this game coming up. And then I get the sweatshirt. It says rock and roll on it. Has the number 13 on it. Guess what color it is? Kansas City Chiefs red. It's not 49er red, which is a little darker. It is bright. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce red, and I got it. And I was like, what the is this? And I showed Kendall. And she was like, oh, that's a cute sweatshirt. I was like, do you see the color?
Wow.
It's red and white.
Wow.
Like Chiefs red and white. Oh, I was so mad.
That's pretty sweet.
Buyer
So,
beware.
did you return it?
It is
or
being returned, and I'm purchasing something far more expensive for this upcoming Friday.
Are you purchasing a tuxedo?
No, dude, you want me to drop like $500?
Well, I mean, it is the big game tailgate. I mean, $500.
Renting tuxes now is like your minimum $270.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? But I mean, I guess if you bought it for $500, 2 wears and you're in the black. You know,
I don't want to spend $500 on a tux.
I think it'd look good though. Top hat, cane.
So you mentioned Amazon.
Buyer beware.
Oh my gosh, do I have a story for you guys?
What you
do? got?
So I kid you not, last night, our son, our 8-year-old, comes running into the room.
Dad, I puked.
And he goes to my wife. Our 8-year-old runs into the room and he tells me, well, we're at a party. We're at a party. We're at like a gathering. It was the first time we're meeting my nephew, Teddy. And so congratulations to Maddie and Blake. Beautiful baby. But my 8-year-old comes running into the room. There's a party going on. Everybody's sitting around and goes, Mom, you're going to have to cancel this order. And so she goes, what? And as he's pressing the buy button, she takes the phone from him. He's on Amazon. He had taken her phone because he asked to look at like one of the apps, a game on her phone. He comes back and he hands her the phone and says, you need to cancel this order. She looks down. He bought a $38,000 foldable home.
What?
A $38,000 house. So Amazon apparently sells homes that can be shipped to you that you can unfold and build. And after taxes, it was over $40,000. So my wife gets the phone and she literally goes, oh, oh. And so she's clicking buttons. The rest of the party stops. All of her family members are looking at her. And so I jump to my feet. I go, babe, what's going on? She goes, hang on. And so finally she gets the order canceled. And then everybody is like, please explain what just happened. And she goes, yeah, he purchased a house on Amazon. She was like, I didn't even know they sold things that expensive on Amazon.
Was it the Sherry Industrial Expandable Prefab House?
That is the exact house he purchased.
Hold on. Can you cancel the cancel? It's pretty sweet.
It is awesome.
Kendall and I have been looking at these because it's impossible to buy a house in San Diego, but you can buy a plot of land and put one of those on it.
So exactly right. So when this all settled down, when everything settled down, my 8-year-old is a little embarrassed. He's like, everybody's talking about it. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it, bud. I said, it was kind of funny. I was like, but listen to me when I tell you this. Mom and dad need to make all the purchases. You can't make any purchases without mommy and daddy knowing about it first. It was one of those moments of sheer terror where we're like, I mean, I guess that's it. We're going to have to find someone to rent this $40,000 home that we're going to build on our driveway.
Did it hit the Amex at all?
No. So fortunately, dude, thank goodness he had the thought in his mind to tell her that he had placed this order.
It could have gone a couple days without you knowing.
100%. 100%. Okay, with that,
here we go.
Perfect segue to welcome in LaDonna Harvey.
A bomb cyclone.
Hello. Has hit San Diego. News Radio 600 Kogo News' own LaDonna Harvey. I think I add words to, what is it called again? 600?
News Radio 600 Kogo.
Thank you. Sorry.
We like to keep it as complicated as we can down the hall.
That's good.
It's, more words means we are more important. Just so you know.
LaDonna, this room has no doors or windows. Is it even raining outside?
So it might might be sprinkling a little bit. So here's the deal. The bulk of this storm kind of stalled over Los Angeles, Ventura, Orange counties.
Okay.
We're seeing some stuff in the North County, so like Camp Pendleton, Oceanside, stuff like that. Right now, it really isn't quite making its way down because it's just sort of stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like downtown LA got 4.1 inches of rain yesterday.
What? Wow.
The Hollywood Hills right now is an absolute hot mess. Not that it wasn't before, but it's even more so now.
Yep.
We've got landslides, mudslides, boulders in the road, all kinds of stuff going on up there.
Wow. Our main concern is it going to rain Friday?
Ooh, yeah, we have a tailgate party for the big game.
Oh, well, some bad news for you there.
What?
It's probably not going to rain like all day Friday. The bulk of this should be out of here by Wednesday, but we are expecting showers and rainstorms and little pop-up stuff.
Yeah.
Squall lines essentially moving through all the way through Saturday.
Oh no.
Wow.
Okay, well,
Wow.
if there's rain, we're still having the big game tailgate party. We're just going to have to secure and shelter inside a K&B Bistro where there will be copious amounts of alcohol.
Well, lucky for you, they do have shelter there.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. We can secure and shelter next to bottles of whiskey.
Do you know why it's called a bomb cyclone?
Good question. Great question.
Because we love hyperbole more than almost anything else. And if we name stuff, it makes it seem like it's worse.
I'm going to Google it. Why is it called a bomb?
It's usually just like
cyclone?
it's a confluence of events that brings you weather.
Okay, so popular term first used around the 1940s, according to Mike Betts, a meteorologist for the Weather Channel. It's called a bomb cyclone because a low pressure or cyclone undergoes a bomb genesis, which refers to a quick rate in which the low pressure develops. Guys, we got a bomb cyclone on our hands.
LaDonna, I need a true or false from you real quick.
Okay.
Did the government plant this storm?
Good question.
Absolutely.
Okay, because I saw this on TikTok, and it sounds like there's some pretty good evidence that they could put drops in the clouds.
It was the asteroid that they sent by that caused this to happen.
Bomb cyclone.
Absolutely.
LaDonna
and
Harvey.
whose fault is it exactly? Gavin Newsom? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can just pretty much blame any politician. So pick your favorite.
Yeah,
Who do you hate more? It's their fault.
It's Gavin. It's Hillary. She also had that hurricane,
Right.
remember?
Right? It's Donald Trump.
It's Donald Trump's fault.
You know what? It
It's-
may be the dude from Canada.
It's
We're
Ron
not
DeSantis.
sure.
It's Trudeau.
Wait. Are we supposed to blame China at all?
And it's China.
China. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you,
it's all of
LaDonna.
them.
You're the best in the world. We've always said that.
Well, there you go.
Everybody knows LaDonna Harvey. Kogo 600 News Radio. 600 News. Always the best.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're the bomb cyclone.
You are. He's
Look at
been
that.
waiting the entire
time.
interview.
We're waiting on that.
Have you guys heard that though? That they're saying that literally governments and scientists are planting drops in the rain clouds to make it a more rainy season to counteract the drought.
So somewhere
do it.
in the South, there was TD's like, yep.
Can they make it rain gasoline?
We need prices to come down. It's an election year. I saw this documentary. It wasn't even a documentary. It was like one of those shows, like how stuff is made. It was like this guy wearing these giant goofy headphones because he was standing next to a cloud making machine where it literally is a giant. It looks like the same machinery that they like roll out the space shuttles on.
Yeah.
It had these enormous wheels. And it's just making this giant sound like go, and it's literally pushing out huge plumes of white fluffy clouds. And then he drove to where the cloud settled in the sky. It was raining.
It's awesome.
It was the coolest
Cool
thing I've
they
seen.
pumped them out like in shapes. Like here's a giraffe cloud.
Like balloon animals.
Yeah, balloon animals.
About
Absolutely.
to backfire on them real bad if all this flooding is as bad as LaDonna said.
Yeah, not good. 8 trillion gallons of water expected to fall. I don't know how many trillions have fallen thus far if they have already had 4 inches of rain. But that NASA little rover, that cart that used to wheel out the shuttle, was the largest vehicle on Earth.
Yeah.
How about that?
That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
And also loud. Also loud. Very loud.
Speaking of wheels, the teams are wheels down in Las Vegas. So the teams are there. And Rich, what are they feeling right now? You've been here. You're a former professional athlete, former professional football player. What are they feeling? Are there nerves?
Yeah, of course. In fact, that's actually a weird thing. I was on injured reserve when I went to the Super Bowl with the Patriots. And knowing full well that I wasn't going to play a snap in the game, it was a different feeling landing in Indianapolis. That was the site of our Super Bowl against the New York Giants. And when we landed, my stomach was in knots. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, we're here. Like, you think about all the moments, right? And you think like, I have to try to remember this. Like, this is the moment where we land at the Super Bowl site. Oh, wow. This is the hotel we're staying in Super Bowl week. Oh, wow. This is the place we're practicing for the Super Bowl. Oh, wow. Like, you just, as a player,
is that a Super Bowl cake next to Super Bowl cupcakes? This is unbelievable.
They have both. I'm like a cupcake guy, but I also like to have a slice of cake. They thought of it. So it's a weird thing, man, because you hear the stories, especially if you've been playing a little bit. You may have experienced how hard it is to get to the postseason. You may experience how hard it is to get a Super Bowl. When you're there, it is truly like every time you turn around, it's a pinch me moment. Also, everybody is there. So walking through the lobby of your hotel will be like famous actors and actresses, famous singers and recording artists. I mean, everywhere you look, there's sports stars from every sport. Derek Jeter or, Peyton Manning will obviously be there. You just see all these people who you see on television on a routine basis, but you're like, and some of them come up to you because you're wearing, Patriot swag, or in this case, Niners gear or Chiefs gear, and they say, hey, good luck. And you feel special. It's weird.
Do you have the opportunity to take it in, to go, oh, wow, this is a special moment, I need to remember this? Or are there so many things happening that it just blows by so fast?
Dude, great question. The answer is no. There are so many moments that I'm sure I've forgotten, that if I got together with other teammates from that year in New England, they would be like, you remember when this happened? And then it'll all come back to you, be like, oh yeah, that was crazy because X, Y, or Z. Like, you can't, your brain doesn't have the capacity to remember everything that happened because so many things happen. Remember, you're there for a full week. And so you're exposed to the media bunch, and there's a lot of people in town, and it's really a confusing, exciting time.
And it's different this year because the teams are not staying where everybody else is going to be. So you mentioned that you're seeing celebrities walking through your hotel lobby. I don't think that's going to be the case. Both these teams are staying in Lake Las Vegas this year, where I can remember the last Super Bowl I went to was in Miami. The one before that, Atlanta. Like, the team hotels were next door to where we were staying. So you would see the barricade or the carcade. What do they call those?
The motorcade?
The motorcade.
Yeah.
You'd see the Tom Brady motorcade coming out of the hotel in Atlanta.
Like,
and it
the
was
police escorts.
Yeah, it's different to see because the two team hotels were right down in the middle. Now these guys are going to be completely separate because it's Las Vegas. They're staying 25 miles away.
It could have an impact. I will say this, though. Wherever the team hotels are, everybody knows it.
Fans are going to be there.
Yeah, you're going to have fans there. You're going to have people booking rooms there, celebrities and stuff who want to be close to the team, want to be seen with the team. So, I mean, think about for the Chiefs. Like, some of the Chiefs players probably have not seen in person Taylor Swift, and maybe they don't until the game. But, like, that's another thing.
Tokyo.
Like, she's going to be at the post-game party with Travis Kelce. Like, that's something that even today, like, a Chiefs player may be like with his wife, getting questions from his wife, like, do you think she'll be going to the post-game party?
Yeah.
Like, and he's just like, yeah, we haven't even played the game yet. But that stuff happens all the time.
If the Chiefs lose, there's still more people at that Chiefs post-game party.
No question.
Yeah.
Like, hands down, no question. All right, coming up next, a Belichick was hired, and also a new head coach said the most ridiculous thing. We'll get to all that, but first, TD, you are enamored with your phone right now.
Listen, I'm in it. I'm actually looking at my wife's picks here. DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. I was just talking about setting up my fantasy lineup, and my wife likes to play along as well. She sent me Patrick Mahomes, more than 269 passing yards. Isaiah Pacheco, more than 74 rushing yards. Travis Kelce, more than 79 receiving yards. And I'm thinking, what do you think is going to happen in this game, babe? But DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports, they just dropped a brand new fantasy app. It's called Pick Six. Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app and sign up using code SD760. Just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? And you can track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app right now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
Hey, it's Fletch for SDFatLoss.com. If you're thinking about trying those latest fad medications or the latest fad diets, don't do it because most people don't realize that while you're going to lose weight on those, it's just temporarily suppressing your hunger. As soon as you get off the drug or the fad diet, your frustration and your weight could come right back to haunt you. SDFatLoss.com will let you lose the weight and keep it off without any injections, without any crazy meal prep or plans. It's just good old-fashioned dieting with whole foods and their proprietary strategy for weight loss. Literally over tens of thousands of clients across the country have tried this and succeeded. SDFatLoss.com. They have broken the weight loss code, gone to the starvation diet plans, do away with the latest fads and their long list of side effects. SDFatLoss.com. It's healthy weight loss using real whole foods, proprietary strategies to help your body become you once again. You know that you see in pictures when your kids were a little younger and you were a little skinnier, and then you've lost control of it over the last couple of years. You can get back to that. It just takes a little bit of work, and it takes SDFatLoss.com. Give our friends Wayne and Chloe a call today, or head on over to SDFatLoss.com and get a free consultation. You could start losing weight in as little as 2 weeks. It's impressive what happens in such a small amount of time with SDFatLoss.com. Get your free consultation today. Start losing weight tomorrow. This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off with Aztecs Hoops. Big win for the guys on Saturday afternoon. They beat Utah State 81-67. Jaden Ledee, 17 points. Jay Powell adding 16. Quick turnaround for the boys. They'll be in Colorado Springs tomorrow night, taking on Air Force at the Cadet Fieldhouse. Over in the NFL, Super Bowl week is here. The teams have landed in Las Vegas. The Chiefs and the 49ers will play Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday at 3:30. Sticking in the NFL, Washington Commanders have filled Dan Quinn's coaching staff. Cliff Kingsbury becoming the OC, Joe Witt Jr. becoming the defensive coordinator. Here's their promise to you, San Diego. Team Anderson's expert drain technicians will restore flow to your drain for $63 or it's free. That's right, $63 or it's free. They're Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air, and nobody wows clients like they do.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Get out to K&B Bistro in Del Cerro for our big game tailgate party on Friday.
Hey!
Cha-cha-cha.
Hey! All of that because
Why is he so good at that?
we are. Listen, I party, Fletch.
Dude,
I
yeah.
party.
Have you ever salsa danced
Yeah.
with like a true Latin female salsa dancer?
I haven't. Have you?
Yeah.
You have?
And I'll tell you right now, there comes a point where she goes, I'm taking lead of this tango. And you
Yeah.
are just whisked and whipped
She-
around the dance floor.
She takes the rose out of her mouth and puts it in yours.
Yeah, jams it in your
Yeah.
mouth. And then all of a sudden you're being dipped and you're like, oh my God, is there
Man.
a jus?
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's San Diego Sports 760. Coming up this Friday, the big game tailgate that kicks off at 7 o'clock. It's going to be live at K&B Bistro out in Del Cerro. Tons of great prizes. We got a 65-inch TV. We got a month of testosterone treatment from the Man Zone. We got a 2-night stay at the Seabird. Man, I mean, just tons and tons of stuff. It's going to be a ton of fun. Also, today, we still have a pair of tickets to go see Luke Bryan at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That is August 8th. Listen, things are going well because they're like, here, take all this stuff.
Yeah.
Give it away.
We are thrilled to have everybody out and hang with us on Friday. So honestly, if you are in the area or you know someone who's going to be in the area or you want to win a prize, all you got to do, stop in for 5 minutes on your morning commute or just head out for coffee. Make sure you stop by K&B Bistro. Also, it'd just be good to know that location. Awesome liquor store, beer distributor, wine store.
So you stop by for 5 minutes, you sign up to win some of these great prizes, and you grab a breakfast burrito from Sombrero Mexican food.
Dude, I just love it. I love it so much. It's going to be the best big game tailgate party for, the big game that kicks off in Vegas.
It's going to be the best one we've ever done.
Yeah. This is
Without a doubt.
easily the best event we've thrown.
The guest list is getting
Also,
packed, too.
Yeah, the guest list is so packed where I'm like, how are we going to do this?
We're not. We're just going to somehow meander our way through this show, talking Super Bowl as we have guests jump on the microphone. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
It's gonna
it'll
be cool.
fun. It'll be a ton of fun.
Everyone's got a Super Bowl take.
Yeah, everybody does. Yeah, in fact, while the Super Bowl takes are starting to fly around, we're missing some of these storylines that are trickling out. Like for example, this one. Belichick was hired.
Which
Belichick.
one?
Belichick was hired.
Belichick. I mean, is there more than one Belichick?
Well, as it turns out, it was Steve, not Bill.
It was the mullet Belichick.
Yeah.
Wow.
So check this out. This is per Field Yates this morning. Patriots outside linebacker coach Steve Belichick has now accepted the position to become University of Washington's defensive coordinator. 12 seasons in the NFL with the Patriots, heads to the college that ranks in a coordinator. Wait, what? was Field Yates drunk when he wrote this? Anyways, Bill Belichick, or I should say Steve Belichick, called the defensive plays for the last 5 seasons in New England.
He heads to the college ranks in a coordinator capacity.
Jesus, we didn't need that sentence. Field.
No,
We didn't need it at all.
Mm-mm.
Tripping me up.
Yeah. Kevin Acey wouldn't have put that in an article.
No, he wouldn't.
No.
We might see Kevin later on tonight.
Yeah.
Might?
Will. And then hopefully we could get him on the show tomorrow to talk about it. We owed him dinner, and that dinner may happen tonight. We should.
We don't have a location.
But what if we get stood up? It wouldn't be the first time.
That's true. That's true. Huh.
Kevin? Kevin?
He listens every day.
He certainly does.
He's asleep.
Also, did you hear this? Okay, so Jim Harbaugh, he's doing the rounds, right? signed up as the Chargers' next head coach. He's going to be out there in the NFL again. He's all gussied up. He's excited. He's going to be RVing it for the first 3 months, he said. I mean, just
in case he wants to go camping.
Same coach who once said, I don't eat chicken. It's a nervous bird. Okay, that's the type of guy we're dealing with. So Jim Harbaugh hops on The Herd with Colin Cowherd. You can hear it every day from 9 to noon here on San Diego Sports 760.
Rhymes with bird.
It does. The Herd. Bird. Look the point. Jim Harbaugh, he says this about J.J. McCarthy, his former quarterback at the national championship winning Michigan University.
Talent, athleticism, it factor, winning with numbing repetition. Don't be surprised when he goes to he's the number one quarterback off the board. That's my prediction right now.
Yeah. So Jim Harbaugh might have been taking some of those Michael Bublé mushrooms. I don't know if you guys saw that interview.
It was awesome.
But
that's Cap.
You said that's Cap?
That's Cap.
Wait,
hold on.
Wait a second. I'm going to the Urban Dictionary. Hang on.
Wait.
Cap.
That's Cap?
That's Cap. Cap. Let's see. Nope, that is the College of American Pathologists.
Well, Cap means to lie.
Dictionary.
Teenagers use this slang term to call out someone who is lying or being a BSer.
Yeah.
Are you a teenager?
Basically.
Huh.
Closer than you are.
You know what? No cap.
I don't.
You know what? No cap, dog.
I don't.
Thanks,
I don't use the term cap or no cap.
So
unless I'm talking about putting something on my head.
But I do agree with Fletch. This is major cap, dog.
this is major cap. JJ McCarthy not going number one. No.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels,
Michael Penix Jr.
I mean, even him.
Where does JJ McCarthy fall?
Probably. I mean,
I'm saying 12th.
ESPN draft analyst Jordan Reed has McCarthy going number 12 to the Denver Broncos.
Thank you. That's why I said 12. That's exactly why I'm telling you. Not because of ESPN, but because of the Broncos.
The
I have a
Athletics'
feeling.
Jane Brugler posists an interesting landing spot for McCarthy, number 19 to the Rams, where he could sit behind veteran Matthew Stafford.
Listen, he has. And he'll show well at the combine. I'm assuming he'll go. He has like a real NFL arm. Like he can make all the throws. Obviously won a national championship. That helps. He's a talented guy. There's no question about it, but he will not be the first off the board. But this is a part of just the random access memory sort of thought bubble statements that Jim Harbaugh has been making. Not just since he signed this contract with the Chargers, but his entire life as a public filter or public figure. He has zero filter. He just whatever he's thinking about, he just regurgitates it.
This is the best quarterback draft class we've seen in potentially 2 decades. Like there could be 5 quarterbacks taken in the first 10 picks. JJ McCarthy is not one of those 5. Let's just leave that out there.
Gosh. Well, speaking of quarterbacks, coming up next, we may have a future GOAT on our hands, guys. We'll get into that, but first, I want to talk to you guys about my feet.
That's like as I laugh. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, he knows because Fletch knows that.
I'm just gonna leave.
The Good Feet store is the GOAT of arch supports, the greatest of all time. And I say that with confidence because I wear these arch supports every single day. The Good Feet store has been providing this type of service for everybody who struggles with lower body joint pain or bad posture for years, 30 plus years they've been doing this for. So these arch supports are super easy. You go in, you have this free fitting. It's try before you buy. You will walk around their store wearing the arch supports before you pay for them. That's their promise to you. Their commitment to you is that you are 100% satisfied with the product before you leave the store. And if you are, trust me, you're going to be satisfied with the results because I had low back pain, bad knees. My hip was starting to hurt so much. I had MRI scheduled. All of that pain has faded away, and it's with great thanks to the Good Feet store. They've got 200 plus locations around the U.S. and overseas, so very easy to find. These arch supports are game changers. And for me, as a former football player, I thought that I would just have to live with the joint pain I had. It's not true. There is a solution, and it could be a solution for you. So I encourage anybody struggling with lower body joint pain, if you're listening to me right now, if you're in the car, when you park, I want you to go to goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com and schedule your appointment today. Coming up next, we've got a new GOAT.
We're going to be live at the K&B Bistro in Del Cerro on Friday morning, starting at 7. There's going to be food and a chance to win a 65-inch TV delivered by the guys. Hope it's insured.
Don't drop that.
Now back to the show.
That's right. Big Rich, TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We are having a big game tailgate at K&B Bistro this Friday with a ton of great prizes to give away, including that 65-inch television. And we're going to be talking about, a new goat here. However, in addition, speaking of goat, Lucy, the Christmas goat, is going to be out at the big game tailgate. So if you'd like to come by and say hi to Lucy, she will be there. That is confirmed. Now, my question is she now the big game goat?
That goat better be wearing a Brock Purdy jersey.
Wait, hold on. What if we put out like a Niners cupcake and a Chiefs cupcake and then see which one she eats?
Well, it's Lucy the Christmas goat, so we'd have to put out like a Niners joint and a Chiefs joint and see which one she smokes. And whoever she smokes is going to be the team that wins.
Listen, it could just be a plant. It could be an edible plant, right?
It could be an edible, all right.
Wow. Well, there was we've lost Rich, by the way.
I set him on a lap after the goat noises he did during the tease,
which was a mistake because that was a good goat noise.
He hasn't been back yet.
Yeah, we don't know. He made it back. Oh,
the longest lap ever.
Yeah, I made a whole lap. Oh my god.
Did you complete a lap?
So I completed a lap. Actually, accidentally ran 2 because I went back to make coffee.
Okay, good.
You guys, I've done something really stupid.
What did you do?
Or maybe it's brilliant.
You bought a $40,000 house on Amazon.
No,
my son did yesterday.
It's fine.
Oh, we'll post that video later.
Yeah.
I mixed the Valentine's Day blend.
Okay.
The vanilla, whatever the other flavored coffee is.
Okay.
And a Colombian coffee.
Oh, you went 3.
Triple bagged it.
Triple bagged, but 3 different flavors.
I added the sweet and creamy creamer.
Okay. But good. You know what's shocking, by the way? Not good?
That is undrinkable.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Two items. One, the Valentine's coffee I accidentally got. I wasn't prepared for. It's got a raspberry flavor to it. 2,
getting a lot of raspberry in this one.
Of all the things that people steal out of the fridge, they don't take the creamer, which I find fascinating because we take other people's creamer.
So,
2024, bro.
I
Creamer is a
guess.
thing of the past.
So Lucy, the big game goat, will be at the big game tailgate.
Rich, you were
And-
gone, but we said we were going to leave out 2 joints, one that had a Niner sticker on it, one that had a Chief sticker on it. Whichever one Lucy wants to smoke, that's the winner.
That's the winner. That's the winner. So
The Stone Goat returns.
That's right. So the list of the greatest of all time NFL players has been updated. Patrick Mahomes moved up 3 spots. He was sitting at 10. Now he sits at number 7. Top of the list, Tom Brady.
Wait, who are the other 5?
So top 5, Dan Marino.
Makes sense.
Never
Okay.
won a Super Bowl.
No.
He got his ass kicked by the 49ers in 1 Super Bowl.
Number 4. Yeah, that's the only Super Bowl he played in, by the way.
1985.
Number 4, Peyton Manning. Number 3, Joe Montana. Can't remember what team he played for, though. Well,
Niners.
the Chiefs. He
And
was on
the
the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. He was on the Chiefs. That's right. And then number 2, Johnny Unitas.
Wow.
Right?
That's an interesting list.
Number 1, Tom Brady.
Wait a second. So what?
Where
is
does
the
Jim Brown
criteria?
fall on this list?
Hang on.
Wait, who did you ask?
Jim Brown.
Oh, so this includes everybody?
Yeah, this is everybody. So,
oh wow.
So there's been a new add to the list, which was part of the shifting.
I feel like this is a bad list.
Wait,
Hang on,
hang on. It also says below is my annually updated list of Super Bowl starting quarterbacks, which now includes 67 names. It's important to note that with regard to players like Johnny Unitas and Bart Starr, who started Super Bowls, whose peak years came before the Super Bowl era, I considered their entire careers, not just what they did from 66 onward. Okay, so
whose list is this? Who put this out?
So this is NFL.com. This was Greg Rosenthal, and he loves lists. Like Greg, that's one thing he does. He has the QB tiers that he does throughout the regular season. So this is, I think, just quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he wrote, this is the final line. He wrote, "It's impossible for Purdy to fare well on a list like this after only 25 career starts in the regular season, but this ranking is a low introductory offer in a negotiation. He will be rising in these ranks annually over the next decade plus, just like his salary." So where does he fall? That's the question.
He falls at number 58.
Okay.
58, right above Jimmy G.
Wow.
Out of, is it 67?
There's 67 on the list.
Okay, the craziest part about this is we're on Super Bowl 58. There's
Yeah.
2 quarterbacks on every team, and there's only been 67 quarterbacks to start a Super Bowl.
Oh, that is interesting.
What's 58
interesting.
times 2? Is that 116?
16, yeah.
So there's out of 116
Well,
possibilities, there's
Tom
only
Brady
been 67.
won 7 of them.
Yeah, Montana won 4.
And what's his record in Super Bowls? I forget.
It was
now.
out of 10 games, so 7 out of 10.
Yeah. So it's 6-3 with the Patriots because he lost to Philly and the Giants twice. I was there for one of them. And then he was 1-0 with the Buccaneers. So 10 Super Bowls. Tom Brady started for one of the teams.
Montana 4.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It's
Montana
crazy.
4.
Who else had
obviously, he was
Elway
4-0.
2
Elway was in 3.
in 3?
Yeah. He
Patrick
lost
Mahomes
bad the first time.
Will be 4.
Yeah.
So
That's wild. It is a
Mm.
monopoly for quarterbacks.
Jalen Hurts ranks number 56.
Where's Trent Dilfer?
Trent Dilfer coming in. I think it's a top 10. I don't see him on the list.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Where is he? Wow, Rex Grossman.
Joe Flacco, 47.
I forgot Rex Grossman.
Wow.
Holy
This is a
smokes.
fun list.
This is
Yeah.
a fun list.
Cam
Wow.
Newton, number 35.
I feel like he should be higher. He was amazing that one year.
Yeah, but in the Super Bowl, but you're rating his career though again. By the way, Trent Dilfer is number 63.
Yeah.
found it.
Who's
Oh, he was
67?
below
67 is
Mr. Irrelevant.
oh, it's Rex Grossman.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's not Brock Purdy. But it's crazy. Yeah, he beat out Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon with the 85 Bears.
Wow.
That's crazy too.
Wow.
Okay. All right. We've got so much show left. We've got a ton to get to. Coming up next, we'll get back to this Super Bowl matchup. Early comparisons, QB, head coach, defense, run game. Also, bottom of the barrel is an exciting one. I promise you're gonna love. You're gonna love what TD has compiled for us today.
Richie, do me a favor real quick. Look TD
What?
right in the eyeballs.
Yeah.
And give him a big old smile. Show off those chompers.
Oh man,
It looks so good.
Okay. Thank you for having me do that.
You're welcome.
I forget how much more confident my smile is. And it's all thanks to Dr. Jordan Colby at Ocean View Dental. Okay, oceanviewdental.net. So good. I mean, you guys see my teeth. You guys see them every day. And you say to yourselves, God, those are good chompers.
Do you hear us talking about that?
Yeah, I was walking out of here. Actually, I ran out of here because you guys told me I had to take a lap for a bad joke I told. But as I was running out, I was like, yeah, but gosh, she's got great teeth. I heard it as the door slammed shut behind me.
Good.
Yeah, it's all thanks to Ocean View Dental and the fine folks there. It's not just Dr. Jordan Colby, although he's an expert and he has all the latest advancements in dental technology, all the imaging you need, all of the tools and the toys that are important to get the job done, but also his staff. They're incredible people, warm, friendly. It feels like a family. And that's what it is. It's a family-friendly environment. I go in there for my teeth cleanings and all of the major stuff that I've had done. I had an extraction done there, plus 3 implants. It only took 3 months to complete. I was told by another dentist it would take 1.5 years. I was told that I was going to have to visit 4 different dental offices before I would even be able to get started on the procedures. With Dr. Jordan Colby, he turned a major emergency in my life from a dental standpoint, and he turned it into a breeze. It was absolutely amazing. So if you have major dental work that you need to get done, or if you're just looking for a new dentist and it's time for a change, go visit Dr. Jordan Colby, his office in Oceanside. There's one in Fallbrook. Both of them are phenomenal. Visit oceanviewdental.net. That's oceanviewdental.net.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off with Aztecs Hoops, big win for the guys on Saturday afternoon. They beat Utah State 81-67. Jaden Ledee, 17 points. Jay Powell adding 16 in his first start of the season. Over in the NFL, Super Bowl week is here. It's in Las Vegas. Niners and Chiefs have landed. They're getting ready for Super Bowl 58 coming up on Sunday at 3:30. You can watch it on CBS. Sticking in the NFL, Washington Commanders hire Cliff Kingsbury to be their OC, Joe Witt Jr. to become the defensive coordinator, and the NFC won the Pro Bowl. Here's their promise to you, San Diego. Team Anderson's expert drain technicians will restore flow to your drain for $63 or it's free. That's right, $63 or it's free. They're Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air, and nobody wows clients like they do.
It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on San Diego Sports 760.
I'll tell you one thing that really drives me nuts.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
It is a beautiful day.
It's Monday morning. We're kicking off the biggest week of the season.
Let's get this win right now.
The fight for the Lombardi is this Sunday.
We're going to be better at it than them, all right?
Plus, is it too soon to think about baseball? No. Now, here are the guys.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, happy Monday to those who celebrate. What a week it's going to be here as we lead up to Super Bowl 58. And speaking of the big game, the one that kicks off out in Vegas on Sunday, we're celebrating the only way Big Rich, TD, and Fletch knows how. It's the big game tailgate party, and it's at K&B Bistro. Yeah, north on College Avenue, right off the 8. What did you just say?
Naked.
We're going to be celebrating naked.
Yep.
At K&B Bistro.
Completely nude.
Pop your tops, pop your collars, and drop your dollars, gentlemen. Next to the stage, it's Fletch. We're going to be talking about belly button depth and Mediterranean tan skin. It's an Italian thing. Take it away.
They call him the fig.
Look out, boys. That belly button may be coming outy right before your eyes. Anyways, so we're going to be at K&B Bistro celebrating the big game tailgate party brought to you by us.
I can't wait. Yeah. At K&B Bistro, I guess.
Yeah, and Tony Kanja, Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego.
It was truly hey, we want to have a big game tailgate. And they went, yeah, well, some logistics involved there. We'll see what we can do. So then we announced it.
That is exactly what happened. So all of a sudden, you guys looked at me at one point. They were like, you just promised to give away a big screen TV. I'm like, yep. They're like, do we have one? I'm like, nope. But we do now. We're giving away a 65-inch television screen to a winner who shows up at the big game tailgate at K&B Bistro. Also, a 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort up in Oceanside.
Awesome.
Fabulous. Unbelievable place to stay. Also, we're going to be giving away a free month of testosterone treatment.
Yeah.
At the Man Zone, plus a free round of golf for you and 3 of your buddies.
Could be us.
Cottonwood Golf Club. Potentially, you could take us if you want.
Yeah, whatever.
Or you can leave us out of the equation. Or you could pick your favorite. No, but
so true.
Cottonwood Golf Club.
You know what? If you two are chosen and they still want to take 2 buddies, I can just go along and just ride aroround in the cart,
That's
right?
a good point.
Yeah, I can do that.
What? We need to see that driver on the par 3.
That's a good point.
Well, I mean,
We also need to see that.
well, if you want to call in the big guns, let me know.
Sombrero Mexican Foods catering the whole thing. Lucy, the big game goat, is coming out
right.
for the big
That's right.
game.
Is EB going to make an appearance, right? We've
She'll be
confirmed
there.
that. Is the Flabongo going to make an appearance?
It better.
Aaron Bauman, if you're listening right now,
Right.
and you are friends, right? And look, of course she's friends with us.
She's like the fourth
She's
Beatle.
the friend.
Yeah.
Aaron Bauman, sales lady, only handles accounts of $400 million or more.
Did
with
you just
iHeart
compare us
San
to the
Diego.
Beatles?
What? I mean, now that you bring that up,
I mean, they did just release a new song.
right?
First time in years.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first time throwing a tailgate party.
True.
Look, they're loose connections, but
I feel
they're
like I'm
there.
Ringo. Damn it.
Yeah, but
You're
he's
Ringo?
going
Right.
to outlive them all.
Yeah, right.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ringo Starr. Yeah. So Aaron Bauman, if you're listening right now, EB, if you don't bring the Flabongo, I mean, how good of friends are we?
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That is true.
I mean, that's
I
really what it comes
think-
down to.
I think the people want to see EB use the Flabongo.
Oh, there's no question.
right.
Oh, there's no question. And also, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I realized just now in this moment, I'm Ubering to this event. And,
Yeah, that's a good call.
and also that 65-inch television screen that we're promising to deliver to your house, it's probably going to be a Saturday thing.
That's also true. Also, EB, bring your girls along because I want them to watch you use the flamingo.
And yeah, oh my gosh, and all the Girl Scout cookies.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we'll buy some Girl Scout cookies for listeners.
Listen.
I think TD and I already bought some.
Well,
did you leave that 20 there?
No, because I thought it would be stolen immediately. I was going to ask if they've come through here. I haven't seen the wagon pull through.
Yeah. They're trust me. If I know Aaron and I know those girls, they are going to be dragging that wagon through this studio, smiling at everybody. And I mean, it was a shakedown last time. I had, I think, $100 in my wallet. Every single penny went to the Girl Scouts that year. It was insane.
So speaking of, Chrissy Teigen, wife of John Legend, she went online on social media and then...
Let me guess, you hate her too?
No, I like Chrissy Teigen, okay.
Yeah,
she's all right. I'm not a big John Legend fan.
Yeah, man, I like some of his jam stuff.
Some of his songs are okay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Wait, that was one I didn't like.
Okay.
Yeah, he did the PC version, right?
Yeah, it was the PC version.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
I do like the other one where it's a little lurid, a little creepy. He's like, why don't you take off your scarf?
I really can't stay. Sit down.
I really should go. I've locked all the doors. My mom.
Okay, Chrissy Teigen.
She's dead.
What Chrissy Teigen do, TD?
She went on social media and said, "Hey, here's the code. Buy my daughter's Girl Scout cookies." Which who's going to be able to compete with that?
That's so rude.
Right.
Yeah.
So EB, you know what? I don't know. Use our show as a platform so you can take on Chrissy Teigen.
She posted us on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we help with sales at all.
I reposted it from our story, so at least we got that going for her.
Good.
Okay, TD shouted, "Sit down."
Yeah.
And that reminded me of something that happened on Saturday afternoon. I don't know if you guys saw or were listening.
Oh, my goodness.
But the Aztecs got a big win against Utah State. It was really awesome. They changed the starting lineup for the first time. Yes. But one of our favorite people in the whole wide world, Uncle Teddy Leitner.
Big ball game Teddy.
He had a moment with Danny Sprinkle. He's like he potentially could win National Coach of the Year this year because they have 0 returning points from a year ago. Utah State having this incredible season. Ted Leitner, not a fan of Danny Sprinkle. Take a listen to this. Okay.
I love that in the background. You're hearing like the substitution horn going off. Like there's things that, in play-by-play, you're going to be cutting to and being like, yeah, and it looks like J Pal's going to have a seat. It's going to be, meanwhile, he's just like, nope, screw that. I'm going to let you have it, Sprinkle.
You make a better door than a window, pal.
Sit down, coach. I mean, good God.
I love Ted.
Ted Leitner is, legitimately, I've worked with a lot of people, and this is no insult to you guys. But since my broadcasting
you
career,
do cheat on us every day.
I know that, but you know what? I think it only strengthens my resolve that you two are among my favorite. And I say among because Ted Leitner still exists. When I sit next to that man and I call football games, it is like no other experience on planet Earth. He is such a trained pro that as soon as the microphone comes off, it's stream of consciousness. We go right back to the conversation we were having. And then it'll be like leading up until we're back until like the bumper music is playing out of a break. And it'll be like, yeah, and that's how my 4th marriage ended. Boom. Aztecs football. We've got a tight ball game, folks. And I'm just like, wow. He is such a pro. It is my favorite thing on planet Earth.
Just don't stand in front of him.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, I remember one time.
What's hilarious about that moment?
At Air Force, trying to like come into our booth through the window. He's like, I'll punch him, Rich. And I was like, I don't think that would be good for anybody involved.
So Danny Sprinkle standing right in front of Ted, like he isn't making that up. Danny Sprinkle could hear every word out of Ted's mouth. It didn't move.
Oh, it's awesome.
And so Ted's getting progressively more and more angry as this is going on. There's like 5 more sound clips we could play from later in the game, but Danny Sprinkles, sit down.
Yeah.
By the way, a good win.
Awesome win.
Good win.
Huge. And they changed the starting lineup for the first time this season. Darion Trammell, Jay Powell both coming in. The guys that got benched to start the game, Elijah Saunders and Micah Parrish, both played awesome basketball. So Dutch that night as he drinks his scotch or maybe his lemonade, I don't know what he drinks, he's sitting there like, that was a good coaching move.
Yeah. Good for Dutch. I'm so proud of this Aztecs basketball team. They got a lot of fight in them. This is a tough Mountain West Conference, folks.
5 teams in the top 35 of the net rankings as of this morning.
Not going to be an easy run through this conference schedule. So getting big wins throughout the course of this season, especially like that win, consequential, important. I mean, you cannot overstate it.
Well, it is Super Bowl week. Super Bowl 58 kicks off in 6 days. The teams, they're there, boots on the ground, so they are in Las Vegas ready to go. Arguably, more importantly, the big game tailgate kicks off in 4 days, so we are pumped. Former NFL star running back Le'Veon Bell says he's attempting an NFL comeback, but he's implying he only wants to play for the Steelers.
Okay.
Which didn't they get a divorce already?
Yeah, well, I think so.
Do you guys remember that year? How many fantasy football owners were peeved at Le'Veon Bell? Because he was the consensus number 1 overall pick, and he didn't play.
He was on my team.
He was on everyone's team.
Yeah.
It was kind of almost like Travis Kelce in some ways this year, where you had him, you had to take him if he was available at your spot, and you did. And then with Kelce, unlike Le'Veon Bell just didn't play. With Kelce, you had to start him every single game because he's one of the best tight ends. And then anybody who started Kelce lost their league.
Yeah. But Le'Veon Bell, he was just sitting there doing nothing. Right, which was more like the Justin Jefferson of this year, who was injured.
Good call.
But you have him on the team, you're like, well, I can't trade him. I mean, it's Justin freaking Jefferson, and he never came back to play. In college hoops, we were just talking about it. Aztecs beat Utah State 81-67 over the weekend. In the NBA, the Suns Merlin the Wizards 140-112. The Pacers card the Hornets. 2 cars in that one. So it's like a double whammy, 115-99.
These cars. Got it.
The Celtics Graceland the Grizzlies. Now, I had to change this one. 131-91 was the score. I changed this one because I was afraid you'd have to dump my first version.
So go ahead and try it out.
Do you think I should?
Yeah. We could dump it.
The Celtics Memphisted the Grizzlies 131-91.
I think that's good.
We'll keep it. Survey says yes. 80 out of 100 Americans say that is FCC compliant.
The Heat were double couponed by the Clippers 103-95. The Thunder thied the Raptors 135-127.
Wait, who won that one?
The Thunder.
They thied the Raptors?
Thunder thied them. The Jazz hands the Bucks 123-108. And was it Han Solo?
Jazz hands.
Was it Han Solo or Lando'd the Pistons 111-99?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Lando.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers passing away last week.
Dude,
that was Billy D. Williams.
Oh,
yeah.
But I mean,
Aztec but didn't he played him in The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
So Carl Weathers, Aztec for life, Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed.
Dude, what a tribute, by the way, by the band at SDSU playing the Rocky theme. I mean, Carl Weathers, Aztec for life, like you mentioned, a short career in the NFL too. 2 of my favorite movies ever made, or I should say 3, because he appeared in multiple Rocky movies. The ones where he appeared in the most, obviously, Rocky 2 and Rocky. I loved him. That scene in Predator, where Arnold first gets to base camp.
Oh my gosh.
And the bicep handshake.
Yeah.
Dylan, what's the matter? CIA's got you pushing too many pencils. I mean, dude, it was I remember watching that scene. I'm like, I need to hit the weight room. Like these two guys. I mean, unreal.
He's like
dude.
he's carrying around like a 50 caliber or a Gatling gun
A
or
Gatling
something
gun in the jungle,
in the jungle.
fighting an alien. Dude, Carl Weathers, rest in peace. You
Yeah.
were magnificent.
With Sylvester Stallone did a nice little tribute
Dude,
on social media.
Chubbs, Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. Chubbs.
Which people were posting the scene where he was playing the piano, and he's like, "Don't worry about me, Happy. I got my hand back." And I was like, "Oh, it's sad. He's really doing that now.
I know.
He's really
I
up there
know.
playing the piano."
Dude, Carl Weathers, unbelievable life, unbelievable career. I mean, an athlete turned movie star. I just, that one stung. That one hurt. I hate when that happens, man. It gets you. I remember feeling similarly.
Betty White.
Well, Betty White, dude, Betty White too. But Robin Williams got me.
Oh yeah.
When Robin Williams, like, you know, because there's certain faces that you just associate with your childhood or growing up, and Robin Williams was one of them. Carl Weathers, no question, another one. So rest in peace, Carl. And you know, our heart breaks for the Weathers family.
Speaking of Weathers, bomb cyclone.
It's a bomb
Still
cyclone.
hasn't rained.
Yeah, you should probably take a lap for that. How do you segue from Carl Weathers to a weather update? You sick bastard.
Weathers. I take a lap.
Lap?
Golly.
You son of a bomb cyclone. You insensitive bastard.
I actually didn't think it was that bad. I wouldn't have given a lap for that one.
No, it was actually a good time.
Thunder Thighs might have deserved a lap.
Thunder Thighs actually had me laughing, so I almost cussed when because that one got me. That one got me.
Still hasn't rained, by the way.
No,
So I don't know what's going on because I was promised a lot, like a scary amount of rain. Did you get all the alerts last night on your phone?
Okay, so while I was driving, there he's back. He's back. Did you tell them? Did you tell them the joke?
The Kogo news team apparently listens, you know. They open up the door and everyone's like, boo.
Dude, you know what we found out recently? You walk around this building, there's like several shows who, while they're broadcasting their morning radio show, and we will not embarrass anybody, but they're actually also listening to our show.
That's correct.
I love that so much. Anyways, thank
Shout
you for
out
listening.
Frankie V.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
By the way,
Jesse Lozano.
Yeah.
TD, you might have earned yourself another lap because
come on.
the 619, and we're not going to read this out loud, on the text line is telling you why your take about Beyonce is terrible and your Chrissy Teigen take is equally terrible.
Wow. Hold on.
Okay, hang
Hold
on.
Beyonce, much better human being. than
Oh, yeah. Chrissy Teigen. That is correct. That is correct.
She's not great on Twitter.
Yeah. No, she's not.
She had some
She's not.
cyberbullying stuff, right?
That is right. And actually, 619, you are correct. You are correct. No. Yeah. See, no, he's saying that that she's doing wrong here, saying buy kids cookies.
Well, listen,
But yeah, she has had some issues. I agree.
let's bring it back up to the farm though. Like when you think about what she's doing, I get it. She wants to be whatever the top seller in her troop or whatever for her daughter. But also, like all the money goes to the Girl Scouts. Like that's okay.
Well,
Does
at
it
the
though?
end of the day, well,
but it's still
I suppose I
still
don't-
does if you funnel it through EB.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if years later we find out Chrissy Teigen was running a ring where she was actually pocketing all the Girl Scout money,
Money laundering operation.
eating Samoa's, just laughing in an evil way.
She's at home. She's at home taking.
Pecan Sundays.
She's at home taking grasshoppers and sliding them in the Thin Mint box. I'm making so much money.
The world is mine. Super Bowl
And
58
piano
coming
plays
up.
in the background.
Wow. Super Bowl 58 coming up, guys.
All right, tight end comparison. Let's do it.
Okay,
We've done the rest
Chrissy
of them.
Teigen beyond. Oh wait.
Wait, that's what
Wait,
you.
I thought that's your.
What? Wait. Are they both going to the Super Bowl?
Okay.
Maybe we'll have to do a side by side.
So if you look at Travis Kelce and George Kittle,
Oh, you mean like
Travis
a position?
Kelce, in some of his first media availability leading up to the Super Bowl, talked about the fact that George Kittle has been the best tight end in the league this year.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys look at obviously playoff performances, George Kittle, a big part of the reason why the Niners beat the Packers, had a huge effect in the blocking game against the Lions. But when you look coming in, Travis Kelce clearly the hotter tight end in terms of performance.
And
Okay. But when you look at that matchup, that's going to be a key one to watch, right? Which tight end performs a little better in Super Bowl 58?
Listen, Travis Kelce, George Kittle is great. George Kittle, I believe one day will be in the Hall of Fame for all of the things that he's done for the Niners.
And as a traditional tight end, quote unquote, is the better tight end. But as a receiver, Travis Kelce has such an impact on the game that you can't really sway the odds either way.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is Kelsey's in the lead and Kittle is heading up the rear. You get
Lap.
Wait, dude, it's tight end joke.
I know.
Tight end joke.
I know.
That was a good joke.
Jesus,
Hold on. Here's the other X factor in this is listen, I wouldn't say that was a lap. No, I didn't vote for this.
I didn't think yours was a lap either. I thought it was solid.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Listen, Kittle, I do believe, is a better wide receiver as far as more options for him.
Wait, Kittle is?
Kittle, I like Kittle better. But Travis Kelce, the X factor to me is the fact that he is so synced up with Patrick Mahomes that he does not have to worry about routes.
So here's my take. If this becomes a red zone battle, like both teams are consistently getting within the 20-yard line on either side, Travis Kelce clearly is the bigger factor in this game.
We should start timing laps. I just was thinking about
was
it.
a fast
That was
one.
a really fast lap.
Dude, I down the long hallway, the corridor. Dude, I put on the afterburners. If Brian Main came out of his office, I would have murdered him.
Yeah, I've thought about that before because somebody came around the corner one time as I was barreling through. And then so now it's like I'm working at a restaurant. So as I make the corners, I'm like, corner!
Dude,
Corner!
That's a great idea because I almost legitimately separated Sky from the show from her soul. I mean, as I'm running, she's coming out of the bathroom. I'm like, hey, I just had to run a lap. She's like, I'm glad I wasn't here sooner.
So, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong here. Don't you think that the tight ends, who's going to have a better game, depends on how the game is played? If it's a game played within the 20s, so if it's a game that's all field position, it's run game based, George Kittle clearly has the bigger impact. If it's a game where teams are consistently getting into the red zone, Travis Kelce obviously has a greater impact.
I would say what it's going to come down to is who you want to stop. So with the Chiefs, it makes sense to stop Kelce after what you saw him do in the AFC Championship game. So defensively, bracket coverage,
Lots
double
of Fred
teaming.
Warner, lots of Dre Greenlaw.
But I wouldn't leave him one-on-one.
Yeah.
That was the mistake the Ravens played. A lot of man against Kelce. And even when they did try to cover him with zone coverage, it didn't work because he was settling down in zones well. So you got to either commit a double team to him.
That's where Kelsey's at his best, is against zone coverage, because he just is a very intelligent route runner when it comes to sitting down in little pockets. And Mahomes, like TD was talking about, they have that connection.
But he's good. He's good against both. I mean, if you look at his numbers against man also, the guy is sensational. So it's tough to slow him down unless you commit an extra defender to him. You do that, though, what happens? You have opportunities for other receivers and running backs around that team to eat. And then you look at Kittle, it's like, well, George Kittle is a great third or fourth option on that offense. So I kind of feel like
he's a third or fourth option as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy you're throwing deep balls to.
Kittle's more important for the Niners in the blocking game than anything. Like he will make that 25-yard catch that he does in seemingly every game. That's like a really big deal for the tight end. But it's the plays that you don't even realize George Kittle is on the field where he's at his most important, because oftentimes he will take on the other team's best edge rusher in those run schemes that they make.
I think that Kittle is going to be less involved in the passing game than Kelce. So my knee-jerk reaction is Kelce is going to have a bigger impact in the game plan from just a passing standpoint or as a decoy to open up other routes for other receivers. Kittle is, like you said, is going to be a key to a lot of these outside runs for McCaffrey or even inside runs. He's like an incredible inline blocker.
Well, Travis Kelce is the one that the Niners have to worry about, just like C-Mac is the one the Chiefs have to worry about.
So the edge goes to, in the tight end category, it has to go to the Chiefs because I don't see George Kittle as much of like we've got to change the game plan to deal with George as much as we got to change the game plan to deal with Kelce because he's a bigger matchup nightmare.
And
for
Vegas understands
San Francisco
that.
defense.
Travis Kelce is set at like 6.5, maybe 7.5 receptions in this game. Like that's a wild number for a tight end. George Kittle is like 2.5.
Yeah. How much of this game is Andy Reid looking at going, look, Travis, you are going to be the decoy in all of these plays?
Well, because you know that Steve Wilkes and the Niners defensive staff were looking at the AFC Championship game. Well,
Correct.
It's like, oh, well, obviously we just shut down Travis Kelce. That's how you win.
The way I always view matchups like this, where it's obvious where the ball may be going, is what would you sleep better at night? If Travis Kelce catches for over 100 yards and has a touchdown reception, or if you limited him to 30, but you still lose? Like, both are losses, but I have an easier time sleeping if we limit Travis Kelce and we play the cards where they fall with the rest of the Chiefs offense.
If I were the defensive coordinator, I would make sure Marquez Valdez-Scantling is the one who has to beat the 49ers.
MVS,
You know what I mean? Like, it's you take away Rice, you take away Kelce. If the other guys beat you, the other guys beat you.
Tell you what, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping better at night because of the 31 pounds I lost in 8 weeks with SD fat loss.
Look at this guy. I mean, he is handsome.
All I do is sleep now. Oh no, not that. Listen, when we started SD fat loss, we were overweight. All right, we get it. We were a little too hefty. We needed to knock down a few lbs, which we did. They came and said, "Hey, we can help you do that." And I got to tell you, I've done a lot of fad diets.
Yeah.
I've done the yo-yo diets. I've lost a lot of weight. I've gained a lot of weight back, and then a few more pounds. And my biggest problem with the diets is the fact that I never really saw results, lasting results.
You did the yo-yo diet. I did the yodel diet, which I'm going to be honest with you, way worse. Way worse.
It's not nearly as fun.
Turns out it was a bad idea.
Exactly. What's not a bad idea is you going over to sdfatloss.com right now. You can schedule your free consultation. They'll show you the secret to quick weight loss and then also how to keep those pounds off, which is what the goal is here. So look, sdfatloss.com, the coaches, the staff, Wayne, Chloe, they'll show you the right way to do this. You're going to do it without exercise, counting calories, counting points, eating stuff you don't want to eat. You're going to eat food you want to eat, and you won't be taking some kind of prescription drug or some appetite suppressant that as soon as you stop taking it, you'll gain the weight right back, because that's what these fad diets are. Don't do that. What you need to do is go to sdfatloss.com. sdfatloss.com. Go there. The only thing you got to lose are unwanted pounds. Coming up, more talk. Super Bowl coming up. We got Luke Bryan tickets coming up here in mere minutes. That's coming up next.
This update is presented by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. We'll begin with Aztecs Hoops. Big win for the boys on Saturday afternoon. They beat Utah State 81-67. Jaden Ledee, 17 points. Jay Powell added 16. Quick turnaround for the Aztecs. Tomorrow night, they're taking on Air Force at the Cadet Fieldhouse in Colorado Springs. Over the NFL, Super Bowl week is here. The teams have landed in Las Vegas as the 49ers and Chiefs get ready for Super Bowl 58 coming up Sunday at 3:30. When you get your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt, prepare to shout Jackson Hewitt from the rooftops. In the event you don't get your biggest refund, you will get your money back plus $100.
We're going to be live at the K&B Bistro in Del Cerro on Friday morning, starting at 7. There's going to be food and a chance to win a 65-inch TV delivered by the guys. Hope it's insured.
Don't drop that.
Now back to the show.
I don't know if it's going to be insured, but it'll get there. We'll get that TV delivered to whoever our winner is at the big game tailgate coming up this Friday. It's Big Red Seating and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. The door has been flung open. Richard's sashaying his way in to talk to us about all of the giveaways that we have at the big game tailgate.
So, what we have available for everybody who shows up, only if you show up in person.
Don't need to be present to win, but you need to be present to enter.
65-inch television
Boom.
to watch the big game on, right? It's a big screen for the big game. Also, a free month of what? Testosterone at the Man Zone. That's right. Brought to you by Dr. Roy David, who is the medical director at the Man Zone. If you are a candidate, you can win a gift card that will give you a free month of testosterone treatment, just like Richie. How many push-ups can I do? I can do 20, and I don't even need to use my hands. Catch my drift? Anyways, moving right along.
More than what?
You don't need to do more than one, but I do. Yeah. Anyways, you got a 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort for the Seabird is amazing. They've got a rooftop pool. You could watch the sunset from the jacuzzi. I've been there.
Yeah. Hung out there.
Also, Long Ball Hard Iced Tea is buying a round of free golf for you and 3 of your buddies, or you could golf with us if you want.
We got Sombrero's Mexican food.
Oh, we do.
Serving up some breakfast burritos.
Damn right.
We got Tony Kanja there. Woo! We got Jake Kennedy.
Talk to me.
Woo! We got some doucher sunglasses from Pit Viper.
We got Lucy, the big game goat.
We got SeaWorld tickets.
Holy golly.
It's gonna be madness, absolute madness. Not to mention so many of our Bar Cart Friday friends who are going to be there with, I'm sure, all kinds of swag to give away. So make sure you stop on by. Also, you don't want to tune away because coming up here in just a few minutes, Luke Bryan tickets.
Luke Bryan tickets.
Okay.
I wanted to bring this up because as we, embark on a full week of Super Bowl coverage, I mean, day by day, there's different things that we're going to read about happening. And what's interesting about Super Bowl weeks is there's a lot of things that players are responsible for that they're not typically responsible for that can serve as distractions. And specifically the media availability. Normally, when you're in your, home facility, the media has access to you in the locker room after your game, but you don't have, or after your practices, but you don't have much interaction with them typically if you're like a third string wide receiver or an offensive lineman or a defensive tackle. Like there are certain players that they come and talk to every single week, the quarterback being one of them, or star receiver, star running back, middle linebacker, pass rusher. But a lot of guys who typically don't have to deal with the media all of a sudden do this entire week.
And it's not just your team's media like it typically is or the other team covering the game. This is everybody. Perfect example of this. In Atlanta, I think it was 2019, maybe the year before, I was able to be 5 feet away from Tom Brady. Me, Ben Fletcher, with San Diego Sports 760, was able to be that close to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's just, I'm not someone who typically would be in that situation, but the point is the access is unprecedented. And when it comes to a guy like Brock Purdy, who's never been there before, or a guy like Christian McCaffrey, who's never been there before, you're looking at this as something that is completely different from everything else you've gone through in your career. And that's this week. And that can be so distracting, which is why coaches hate this week because the week leading up to the Super Bowl, it's not really a practice week. It's more like, hey, you're out there in front of everybody the whole time week.
So, Rich, you've been here. You've been in this scenario before. What's it do to your head? Does it get you out of the game space, or are you able to compartmentalize and not get torn away from it?
You know what's actually interesting is I think it makes you focus on the game too much.
Oh yeah.
So typically during a normal work week, I don't really think about the game. I don't. I'm you're practicing, obviously, when you're in meetings or at the practice facility actually practicing, like you're obviously thinking about your responsibilities. You're thinking about, the changes made to the game plan, getting you ready to play your next opponent. But on a daily basis, you're not really talking about the game all that much. You're kind of doing other things, but the focus on the Super Bowl is so immense, you can't escape it. And that, to me, is the biggest problem with the Super Bowl week, it being all-encompassing. You're answering questions all week long. And then people act differently as a result.
You start to overthink it.
Yeah.
The muscle memory goes away a little bit.
A little bit? Yeah, that's a great way to describe it because it feels so different. It's like, okay, anybody who works out, say you're
What's that?
Working out.
Oh.
It's it's when you
like when you take your desk outside?
No, that's working outside. What I said was working out, like when you go to a gym.
Not familiar.
So you guys have never calisthenics.
What?
Is that something that's what NFL players have to do, TD.
No. I thought that was fried like octopus.
No, it's calamari.
Oh,
calamari,
that's actually squid,
which is squid and delicious.
I would never had that. Wouldn't eat that.
What? You wouldn't eat calamari? We'll get back to that.
Dude, it's like chicken fingers at the seat.
When you work out, sometimes if you switch up your workouts, like, you're a big bench press guy and you just sit there and you bench press on a flat bench. And then all of a sudden you do incline bench press. All of a sudden different muscles are being triggered and you feel sore. Even though you do this movement or a similar movement all the time, it's essentially the same thing. It's just hitting it from a different angle. And all of a sudden you feel like, oh my gosh, like, am I having a stroke? What's wrong with me? It's like, no, you're just working different muscles. And that's like Super Bowl week. Everything's kind of the same, but you're just being hit from different angles. And so your brain's almost sore. You're like, I don't want to think about this game anymore.
And how about this? Everybody their celebrity has been intensified, right? Just by being in the big game. And so now you have guys like Brock Purdy, who is now the face of a Toyota campaign.
Yeah.
And so that's something he's never really had before, which is a huge endorsement deal. So he's cutting video now for Toyota seemingly every day. And I'm getting a little worried about it, guys.
So advantage Chiefs.
Advantage Chiefs.
Well, those guys have had how many commercials?
They have had so many. Speaking of commercials, we have a giveaway to do.
Right before these commercials.
Yeah, before these commercials.
Some might call him the king of country.
Yeah, I would. Hey girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, milkshakes are for free.
Got a little mud on the turn it up.
Listen, that's as close as you're gonna get to hearing a Luke Bryan song on this show.
That's right.
I'll tell you that much.
Because guess what? Royalty-free Monday. Actually, it's every day. Look, here's the point, though. August 8th, North Highland Credit Union Amphitheater. Luke Bryan, he's going to be there, and you're going if you win these tickets. We're going to ask you to call in at what? 8:43?
That sounds good.
8:43.
Got a little boom and
hanging up on everybody.
Gonna open up the doors and turn it up. Gonna watch my
877
gonna watch you make me fall in love.
767.
Get up
Sorry.
on the hood of my daddy's
4760. That's 877 SORG 760. SORG 760. If you call that number and you're caller number 5 at exactly 8:43, you will win those Luke Bryan tickets. That's right. Okay, so if you're a country girl and you want to shake it for him, call 877.
Country guy.
Or a country guy. Honestly.
I mean, like, he's going to have to update that song.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll go out there and I'll toll like a bell for Luke Bryan. 877-767-4760.
Say that again.
No.
What's that thing called in the bell?
I think it's a donger.
That's right.
Or it may be at the clanger. Either way, that was my high school nickname. Speaking of which, Golden Triangle Plastic Surgery, the Man Zone with Dr. Roy David, who's the medical director at the Man Zone, is the place where you need to go. What is it called?
It's the clapper.
So if you are having issues with your clapper, no, I'm kidding.
You never want to be that guy. No. You don't want to be the guy.
No, but honestly, it's for a variety of reasons. Like a lot of people immediately associate testosterone treatment to infertility or libido issues. It's not just that. In fact, I've had none of those issues. My issue was sluggishness, feeling like generally tired, and like, I don't know, just a level of exhaustion that I haven't experienced my entire life. It was really weird. Like, I was waking up feeling like I was stuck in mud a little bit and I needed a boost. And so I would just drink more coffee, or I would try to like work out harder or less hard, or just like you try all these different things to like get yourself back going, and you can't. And then I had this realization. I was talking to a buddy on the phone. He was like, "Hey man," he was like, "Have you tried testosterone treatment?" I said, "No." And he was like, "Well, I was experiencing the same exact things you were experiencing. I went to a clinic. He lives in a different state." And he goes, "And I found out that my testosterone was in the low end of the range." And he goes, "And I got to boost it up, and I feel great now." So I went over to the Man Zone. Dr. Roy David, like I said, the medical director over there, double board certified plastic surgeon, a real doctor who's setting up the Man Zone clinic. I went in there, I got my testosterone tested, and he was like, "Yeah, dude." He was like, "There's a range between 300 and 1,000, and you're in the 300s." He was like, "So if you're feeling down or you're not feeling quite yourself," he was like, "your testosterone absolutely could be the cause." I started treatment. I go in there monthly to pick up my treatment, and I'm telling you, I've never felt better. So if you're a man in your 60s, your 50s, your 40s, for certain, this should be an annual event, going over to the Man Zone, getting your testosterone tested. But I'm in my 30s. I'm 37 years old. So it's not too soon to go and get tested in your 30s. Again, the Man Zone is super easy to get to. Themanzone.com. It's centrally located in San Diego. You can set up your appointment there. Tell them I sent you, because you're going to have a lot of fun when you go. It's a lounge environment in the waiting room. You got some beers in the fridge, a little bourbon to spill for yourself while you're watching sports on the big screen TV. The test is super simple, and the treatments are simple as well. That's themanzone.com, themanzone.com.
It's a big week, guys, because it's the week of the big game. And what better way to enjoy the big game a little bit more than with DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports. They just dropped a brand new fantasy app. It's called Pick Six. Now, Pick Six is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. And getting started is really easy to do. All you have to do, open up your phone, download the DraftKings Pick Six app, and sign up using code SD760. Now, all you're going to have to do here is pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and then choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards? Or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? And you can track your lineup. And then the best part is you're going to compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. It's a ton of fun. It's easy to do. I got my wife involved now. And look, it's kind of a way that she likes the game a little more as well. It's not such a burden to have on at the house. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and sign up with code SD760. That's code SD760 only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Approved local P6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick Six operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6 states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
We're going to be live at the K&B Bistro in Del Cerro on Friday morning, starting at 7. There's going to be food and a chance to win a 65-inch TV delivered by the guys. Hope it's insured.
Don't drop that.
Now back to the show.
Oh, yeah, it's back to the show indeed. And you heard the promo right there. That's right. It's the Big Game Tailgate Party brought to you by Big Rich TV at Fletch. We're going to be at K&B Bistro north on College Avenue, right off the 8 freeway. We're giving away that 65-inch television. We're giving away a 2-night stay at the Seabird Resort. You could watch the sunset over the Pacific from a jacuzzi on the rooftop pool deck. You could also go golfing with a group of 4 at Cottonwood Golf Club. That's sponsored by Long Ball Hard Iced Tea.
Just call it a foursome.
I almost called it Hardball Long Iced Tea. Anyways, both are delicious. And you can get a free month of testosterone treatment at Dr. Roy David's The Man Zone. My goodness. That's not all. Sombrero's Mexican Food Catering. Lucy the Big Game Goat.
That's right.
Going to be
SeaWorld tickets.
SeaWorld tickets.
You want to see an orca? You want to see some porpoises? Maybe a dolphin or two?
By the way, we'll have a pair of Luke Bryan tickets also.
I thought you were about to say we have a pair of porpoises showing up at K&B Bistro. I was going to pee my pants.
GMC Sierra 1500 towing a gigantic aquarium. Yeah.
Doing backflips out of the.
We've seen Ace Ventura. They could do it.
He could actually do porpoise.
Is that the mating call?
Yeah. They're coming our way now.
Yeah, that's him. It's prepared. Block your blowholes. Anyways,
speaking of blowholes, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
There's a place called Ocean Spa out here in San Diego.
Right. Familiar with the joint. Really great foot massages.
Yeah, well, apparently they got shut down for an illegal prostitution ring.
Wait, what?
They were discovered.
Robert Kraft was here.
There was a church service going on just a couple doors down from the Ocean Spa.
No.
And they could hear moaning noises. So somebody called the cops.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get this straight. So sex noises during a church mass was the reason.
Oh, man.
That's correct.
Wait, that's how you guys sound too, right? I'm not the only one, right?
Yeah, no, it's not exact.
Anyways,
apologies to everyone dropping their kids off at school.
That's what? That's just because it's a deep tissue massage.
Yeah, that's right. Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that happened.
That happened.
So that led to a prostitution sting and bust.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and I like this headline right here.
Yeah.
Some internet dork is trying to reclothe beautiful women because of dignity. So listen, there is someone who's created a AI filter he's calling Dignify AI, which he finds pictures of women who are scantily clothed on the internet, and it puts clothes on them. It does a spectacular job.
Yeah, it does. But here's
but
my problem.
The befores are better.
The befores are better. Also, this reminds me of how sometimes you see pictures on the internet where certain scenes are replaced by others.
Yeah,
like they have a screenshot.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden you see somebody with a garden hose.
So thank you to Luke Bryan, who is sponsoring our shows this week, because we do have Luke Bryan tickets all week. Keep listening for your more chances to win. Congratulations to one of our Scots who won the earlier prize. Keep it locked in to find out what is going to be added to the big game tailgate. It's only Monday, and we got a lot more time to go.
That's right.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, TD. Thank you, Brody's Dogs, Hangers, Bangers.
And stay safe out there. It's a bomb cyclone.
It's a damn bomb cyclone. I mean, for more update, we will break into the herd, which comes up next if the bomb cyclone makes landfall. All right, we'll catch you later. See you tomorrow.